Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I am the Dungeon Master Jacob, and these nerds are our illustrious band of, of that.
Dimwit?
Yeah, something like that.
Mm.
Right off the bat, the bit button, I didn't have it configured last week. Or not last week, last time we played. Oof, 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 oof. But it's there now. It's ready to go. So if anyone wants to do that, you can interrupt
As opposed
us.
to the butt biffing.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't have it configured last week either, to be fair.
Probably.
So it took a bit for the bit button.
Yeah, but at least it's not a bot.
He was taking a bit for the bit button, but he didn't take long enough. So the bit
Because he
button
got bit.
wasn't buttoned a bit.
For a bit, yeah.
Welcome to the bit where we do bit jokes. So last session, we're starting off 2020 real good, I think. You know. So last session, we saw the last two visions in the mirror. It was Hakan got to meet the Lady of Mirrors.
An interesting lady.
Very interesting lady. What did she tell Hakan? That you might meet another lord, and
Yep.
And she told you that potential allies could be the King of Roots and Soil,
Shadows,
and the Lord of Shadows. Yeah.
Lord of Shadow. Yeah.
And then the part that I was most excited for is Bernhardt looked in the mirror and his consciousness got temporarily teleported to a place that can only be described as the final battlefield, although some other potential names were stated, but that was the definitive, this is the final battlefield, where Bernhardt learned that he spent a considerable amount of time there when he left his home on accident, and he spent that time with a human that the curator, the being that looks after the final battlefield, only knew as the Hierophant. Bernhardt had a lot of questions. He was a bit overwhelmed, and unfortunately he got pulled back. And then some days passed, and from the south, coming from the water, an envoy ship of the Naaman Empire, which is a human empire. It's the largest human nation in the known world. It takes up the entire center of the known world. They arrived, and in introducing themselves and talking back and forth, their diplomat happened to mention their religious leader, whose title is Hierophant, which caused the party to kind of put two and two together, that this Hierophant could perhaps be the same Hierophant that Bernhardt met over 4 years ago, and had a friendship of indeterminate length.
There was 40 years worth.
There was also, when Bernhardt asked, he also found out that under the Hierophant's guidance, they searched for the Underdark. But when they found it, they only found Drow, and so they sealed the Underdark from the center. And they haven't gone back since. Another interesting thing, among the Naaman party, was none other than a seemingly resurrected Raylath Karag. And he...
Or an imposter.
And he encountered Kulu, and she was alone, and basically tried to win her over to his side, and apologizing for leaving her so suddenly in the ring of mind shielding, and also urging her to urge Agnar to allow Sudurhofn to be annexed by the Naaman Empire. The offer on the table is that the Naaman Empire wants to annex Sudurhofn, and in exchange they will send thousands of soldiers in its defense against Endfrost, the army of Endfrost, which is coming. Agnar discussed it with the party. The consensus among the party was, nah, fuck that. But he wanted to meet with his Thanes. Or did we already meet with the Thanes? It's been a hot minute.
We have not met with the Thanes.
While he was meeting with the Thanes, Hakan and Bernhardt went back to the docks to speak with the diplomat on a more personal note. And I think that's where we'll pick up, with Bernhardt and Hakan arriving at the pier where the Naaman ship has made port. And take it away.
That's me. Okay, so what do we see at this port?
Well, it's up until the port itself, where the docks are. It's pretty normal, the standard busy activity of the market district.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a line of Huskarls on the pier, up against where the one pier comes out, where the envoy ship with their maroon sails. And coming off the gangplank are a pair of heavily armored, one's a human, one's a dragonborn, Naaman soldiers, just standing at attention. The diplomat appears to have set up a little stand, almost like a little lemonade stand, just next to the gangplank, and above it is a banner between two poles. It's kind of fluttering in the sea breeze. That is maroon with a golden wyvern splayed out, which is the flag and symbol of the Naaman Empire. And he's sitting there, and he has some paperwork and an ink, quill, and pen, and he's shuffling through some things. And there's some commotion on the ship. Nothing like urgent, just some people moving, probably the ship hands.
Okay, so where is this person who can send the message? It's that one? And you point to the dragon. That's on the gangplank.
Are you talking to the diplomat?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He immediately snaps up and he smiles and he goes, "Oh, yes. You wanted to send a message to the Hierophant."
Yeah, this was the whole point of me coming here.
Right. Sorry. We've had some developments since I last spoke. I'm trying to get together a sort of, well, in the Naaman Empire, we do things a bit more organized than perhaps the North does, and so we are trying to get citizens of Sudurhofn to sign a petition to your liege in order for annexation. And we have a lot of signatures. And you kind of get on your tiptoes, look at the piece of paper, and you see about 7. And he's like, "We're hoping to fill these pages with willing future citizens of the Naaman Empire in order for your regent to come to our line of thinking. I unfortunately have not. I do have, of course, I have all this parchment here, so I could, of course, draft a letter unless you'd like it, write it yourself." And he kind of pushes the ink well over to you.
Okay, a couple of things that I'm confused at. The diplomat, was he not with us when we were at Modusbond?
No, he was there.
Modusbond, sorry, at the Iron Hall?
Yeah, he was there.
So how did we left with him to come back here? So how did he set up all?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That was just me 2 weeks ago, missing all that.
Cool. We'll say he went ahead then.
Then it would be like his, one of his attaché, like a secretary of his.
Okay. Well, I was hoping that you mentioned that there was someone that could communicate with him at a much faster rate than just with a letter. It would take, I assume, some time to send this letter. I have no idea what his name in Empire is. I just learned of this Empire about a week ago, so it's kind of...
The emissary waves dismissally at his secretary and says, "Fear not, my friend. There is a cleric aboard our ship who can assist you. However, I'm sure you can understand that," and he looks pointedly at Hakan, "can't allow weapons aboard."
All right. I mean, so if you want,
Hakan's whole body is a weapon.
Yeah, no. Hakan, what did you say before? What did you say, Bernie, before I answer?
Well, if you want, we can do it out here. If that, I mean, it doesn't have to be on the ship.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
We need to go below deck in order to achieve this.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Hakan, if you don't mind, I don't think that they will do anything to me in there. I mean, I am a small gnome, so it would be not a threat of them, of course. So if you just want to, and he'll hand over his crossbow and I guess bolts, because that could be construed as a weapon.
Sure, yeah.
But if you want to stay here, I have no problems entering the ship. Obviously, if I don't come out in, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, then go get help. But other than that, I think this will be all right.
As representative of the Emperor, I assure you, no harm will befall you, small master.
Oh, I did not think so. That's why I'm trusting that, I'm
Hakon
okay
puts
with
a
no
heavy
weapon.
hand on his shoulder, like the diplomat, and he says, "If you touch a single hair on his head, I swear the ship will be sunk."
But that was unnecessary. But thank you for your kind words.
He just kind of looks at you like, yeah, cool. And then he kind of looks to the commander that also came with you back to the ship.
Yep.
And the commander just kind of
Are you talking
squares up
about
with Hakan.
Oberst?
That's his
Talking about the
rank.
first Oberst?
That's his rank. Yes, he's
Oh,
the
okay.
first Oberst. No, yes, him. And he kind of squares up with Hakan and he goes and just says to Hakan, like directly looking right at him, like his nozzle's almost up against his cheek, "We'll wait here."
Hakon will square up with him and simply nod, almost with a smirk, like looking forward to maybe an altercation, but he won't create.
Well, Aldrich X, the emissary, escorts Bernhardt onto the ship, and whatever movement on the ship on the top deck that was occurring kind of comes to a swift stop when the emissary kind of crests over the gangplank, and then as you come across, you get some strange, like, confused looks from some of the sailors. You notice that there's about a dozen armored and armed sentinels, just kind of like situated equidistantly across the top deck, kind of looking outward. Not aggressively, just kind of making their presence known. And one of them turns to the emissary and kind of like snaps to attention. And Aldrich says, "Tell the cleric to prepare for us. This young master, the small master, and I wish to commune with the Hierophant." And the guard does a bow with his head and heads down a set of stairs underneath the back rise that lead deep into to the next deck down. And Aldrich just kind of smiles down at you and says, "Come. By the time we get there, the preparation should be made." And he starts leading you along the same path that the sentinel went.
Oh, this is a very nice ship. It's so big. I've not been on many myself, so this is nice to see the difference in this between yours and this Northman. So it's very.
Yes, the Northmen ship are very simplistic, albeit very functional. We prefer to have lots of room, especially on long voyages from the Empire to here. I must say, there are few gnomes in the Naaman Empire, and none of your complexion. I am wondering, how did you meet the Hierophant?
Okay, so well, 40 years ago, we were both looking for the answers of order and what order was, and we found ourselves at how you say it, like a retreat of sorts. And we met there. It's a chance meeting, but soon found ourselves debating what order was and coming to an understanding. It was not in this name and empire. It was when he was out and about, I suppose.
Oh, well, if it was 40 years ago, that was before my time. It sounds like you are very familiar with the mandate of the one true God.
Uh, Perhaps. I mean, I am very familiar with Order. I don't know what this one true god of yours is, so.
Wow, I found that interesting and hard to believe. If you indeed spent considerable time with the Hierophant, the leader of our religion.
At that point, we are not so much talking about specifics, just the idea of the order in itself. It's very hard to put this in your as a practitioner of the divine magic and myself. We did not want any talks of or our talks to degrade into, oh, my god is better than yours, your god is better than mine. So we just spoke on the concepts of the.
It's certainly above my understanding. Ah, here we are. He comes to the end of a hallway, and there have been various kind of like breaks off T-junctions, but finally you reach the end, which is the bow of the ship. And about a fourth of the bow of this deck is dedicated to the cleric and his small kind of sanctuary in the heart of the ship. There are a few kind of stools that you kind of ascertain, need to stop saying kind of, that he holds services here on the voyage.
Mhm.
There's an altar at the end, and then behind the altar is a sort of mural decoration. It has a painting of the golden wyvern, and it's flecked with actual gold wyvern scales, kind of intermittently. And it has painted maroon eyes, as well as maroon talons and maroon teeth. Off to the right, you see just like a hammock that's currently kind of. Now that I called it out, I can't help but notice how often I'm saying "kind of," and it's distracting. But it's put up for now. It's not out to let him sleep. And then on the left hand side are like a Chester drawer and other kind of things that someone would need on a journey. This is basically his room as well as the service, and he lives rather spartanly.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room on a boat, so you're gonna have to do a lot. Okay.
Yeah, so he's standing behind the pew, and he's nodding to the guard, and he looks up and he kind of waves the guard off. So this man is wearing simple gray robes. On top of that is a rather ornate, thick linen sash that has a silk kind of core that is maroon in color, and on the edges are golden thread trim on either side of it. Much like a pastoral kind of garb, but it also has extensions on the shoulders that come to a point, giving him a kind of a broad appearance.
Oh, wonderful! Is this he's looking to whoever escorted him, because I think it's still Aldrich. Is this the man you need to speak with? And he's just kind of like taking in the sights.
Yes. Holy One, this is Bernhard Wagner?
Yes, Bernhard Wagner. Yep.
He is among the council of the regent here, and he claims, and I have no reason to doubt him, of course, that he is a friend of the Hierophant and wishes to communicate with him. Do you think that would be possible? The cleric looks up, and he's kind of got like a dull sheen to his eyes. He's got kind of a scraggly gray beard. It looks like it hasn't been trimmed in a few days, but it normally would be. It's just kind of got like rogue hairs kind of coming out, and he's bald, and he's got a tattoo that runs down from right about here, and you ascertain that probably goes all the way down to the nape of his neck. And he says,
he's an airbender.
yeah, exactly. And he says, I shall entreat the Hierophant. If he wishes, I shall make the connection. And he reaches underneath the pulpit and produces a crystal ball on a stand. And he starts to, do this over it. And the clouds inside of it start to swirl and crackle. And the emissary, X, turns to you and goes, "Well, I'll take my leave. I'll be right outside if you need anything."
Oh, thank you. And also, such a beautiful. Oh, what is his name before you go? I know he is in the process of this, but I did not catch his name. Is it Holy One? Is that his name, or should I just?
He is Ernst.
Thank you. You've been very wonderful and very helpful.
Of course. Any friend of the Regent is an honored guest in my boat. And then he kind of bows his way out. You see Ernst muttering as his eyes kind of... Really distracting now. They gloss over with a gray cloud. And he stands there, holding his fingers just over the crystal ball, for a minute or two. So finally his eyes snap back to their original lack of sheen, and he looks down at you. And he raises one eyebrow. And he says, "The Hierophant will hear you."
Oh, that is wonderful. He knows who I am. That you're speaking to Bernhard Wagner.
Yes. He wishes to
Okay.
speak with you. He
All
reaches
right.
down
Well,
once again into the pulpit where you can't see, and he produces some twigs of some plant and a small golden ornament, and he places them on either side, and he starts waving his hands over the crystal ball and those two items and chanting, and a golden kind of mist starts to appear underneath his hands, and these golden sparkles come up from the objects into the crystal ball and then project outward in this golden light until standing before you is a slightly oversized golden projection of a man you presume to be the Hierophant. You can't differentiate colors. He looks entirely gold, just shades thereof. But he's obviously wearing some very ornate religious vestments, very similar to the cleric, only much more opulent and grand, with, you know,
a bigger hat.
a big
Yep,
hat,
as the norm. Yeah.
as you do. And he also has a rather large pointed beard, almost like the Emperor from Mulan, the cartoon, because I know they're making a yeah. But well, I mean, you can't tell the color because it's all golden. And he looks down at you, and he smiles, and a hint of recognition crosses his face. He says, "Bernhard Wagner. There's a name I have not expected to hear. You're in the north."
That I am. It has been a long time, Hierophant, since we last spoke. And when I heard that these Naemans were here as your representative, and he kind of like is questioning, like, is that what it is? I could not pass up an opportunity to speak to you through them, if possible.
While still looking at you, he takes one hand and gestures it behind him, though downward, and with two fingers thrusts them forward and says, "You may leave." And Ernst nods and quickly exits and closes the door behind him.
Oh, fouls. Things. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me. I know as someone in your position, you must be very busy. It is warming to see that you are willing to take this time.
I am most interested to speak with you. I'm wondering, how much do you remember of our time in the other place?
Truthfully, I do not remember that much. However, that is kind of what I wanted to speak to you about.
Oh,
I-
that's
I saw the curator the other day.
He kind of strains, trying to remember. Yes. Now I remember. Yes, the curator.
Yes, the curator in that place.
You spoke to him recently.
Yes, just the other day.
Tell me.
Well, I won't bore you on how I got there. It's a long story and also one I do not understand myself. But I found myself in that place once again, and I was very confused as I don't remember that place as much as I should, apparently. But I saw, after speaking to him, I saw what we created.
He looks to the left and to the right. He says, "Truthfully, Bernhardt, I do not remember much what went on there. I simply remembered a deep gnome, yourself. Until my cleric informed me of your name, I had not remembered that. But as soon as I heard the words, memories started to come back to me."
Oh, well, I somewhat similar. When I heard the word here, I kind of remembered talking to someone, a human such as yourself. So it seems that we are similar in that fact. But our discussion there about order is one that has guided my life since then. And upon returning to this battlefield, or the end battlefield, last battlefield, whatever you wish to call it, I was forced to see what our discussion apparently created, or what we created in the discussion about. Not quite certain on that part.
Well, insight.
Okay. I probably should have my character sheet open. Okay, insight is a skill using wisdom, so that's something I. Wow, that was loud. Should be theoretically good on. Nope. I am not.
Okay.
Is it just gonna roll?
Yeah, you got a 7.
Awesome.
Okay. The Hierophant thinks for a moment and he says, "Well, I'm curious. Again, not much of our time there. I remember the lessons, but not so much anything else."
Oh well, before I talk about what I saw, what do you remember about these lessons? Perhaps that will help jog us talking about it. Will help bring back some of these memories that we do not seem to remember.
Well, we learned that the only way to escape that place was to understand order. And it is through the understanding of order that I found the one true God.
People keep saying that. I have to ask what this one true God is, or who it is.
It is the order of this chaotic universe. It is its
Oh,
creator and its guider. And where chaos reigns, that is where we must bring the light of the God, to it. Which is why I sent this cleric to the north when the Emperor told me he was sending his emissary. We must bring the north into the order of the Empire.
it seems that we have actually been worshipping the same God, or putting faith in the same God. I am a little not surprised, but I am. This is new to me. It is not things that I thought it was this an energy or some like a plan, like when you build something, or if you were to knit something. I thought it was just us following that, but to think that there's a creature or some being that is controlling this. But after what I saw, I mean, a lot makes sense. I must say it's much more dead looking than I thought it would be. So that was weird. But
Sorry, I don't
Not-
remember to what you're referring.
so the one true God is, first of all, very big. I mean, I know everything is big to me because I'm small, but this is bigger than the moon. It was, or it is. I should not use past tense. It is. Would we know what a mummy is? Like,
I don't think that would exist in your
Okay.
vocabulary realistically, but if you used it, I wouldn't hold it against you.
would mummification be something like the cult
I think you could
does?
say like partially decayed or
Petrified.
petrified.
Because it was wrapped is more so what I was.
It wasn't wrapped. It was. It
Oh.
was. It had the appearance of a mummified being, but it wasn't wrapped.
Oh, okay. See, I took liberties. All right. Well, it was like a corpse that had been prepared for burial and then was years old. Skin pressed against its bones. Could not tell color, as that world or place, wherever that is too chaotic to really understand things. But it looked like it was dead. It moved though, so perhaps not. And there was more than one.
And again, the Hierophant looks to the left and to the right. And this time, he takes his hands out and he mutters an arcane word, and he brings his hands to close. And as he does, that same golden powder extends to the walls and the ceiling and the floor of your room and covers it in this kind of golden sheen.
Oh, so beautiful.
And then the Hierophant gets down on one knee, so he's closer to eye level on you,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, Bernhard, I did not remember much, but I know this. I'm surprised you do not. The god I speak of, the power you tap into, we made it, you and I.
Yes, no, that's what I said, that we made. I saw the things that we made. No, I understand.
And we
this.
made it from the leftovers of the original gods.
Oh,
Frankenstein.
well, I mean his monster, but
I have a wizard tradition.
well, I did not know that.
Between you and
said it
I,
was.
when I speak
Your
when I speak of the one true God, I have to. It'll expand upon its mythos in order for people to
Mhm.
believe. If
Mhm,
I were to
mhm.
spread the word that the original gods were gone, that would not have the desired impact. Instead, this religion, which I have changed since our encounter,
Mhm, mhm.
is bringing us in line with the divine power that you and I birthed into this world. And I hope that you do not speak about what we have discussed. In fact, and then he stands upright again, why don't you come back with my emissary and join me? We can figure
Well-
out exactly what we made. We can figure out it all. We can finally put all the pieces together, the gaps in our collective memory, and we can build a better world.
Well, that is very, promising. That is something that is right up my alley. I assure you, this is not something that I take lightly, but you may not remember this, or perhaps you do, as I hear you are searching for the Underdark and found it, and then found the Drow, which are assholes. So it's understandable why you do not want to pray with them. But I am also looking for the Underdark, so I may return home. I have not been home since that meeting some 40 years ago. as much as I want to come and speak to you and we could figure out what it is we created, I must return home first. And then after that, I mean, I'll be free after that. I suppose I could choose that. Also, there is the end times coming up here, so I need to take care of the end times, then go home, and then we can talk.
Far be it to me to pressure you in any one direction, but as leader of this nation's religion, I have sway over even the emperor himself. I have a vast wealth of resources at my disposal that can help you find your home. As for the army of Endfrost, as you call it, that's the purview of the emperor. I believe he's already made an offer to that.
Right. So I have been living amongst the Norsemen for some time, and the regent here is actually a good friend of mine, and they are as God damn it, they are a stubborn kingdom and place. So I don't know how this is going to go. I don't want to say one way or another. I'm not saying that they will take your offer. I'm not saying that they will reject it, but how as they say, it is going to be a hard sell.
That's what I told the emperor. If I had known you were there, forgive me, friend. I've given up looking for you for decades.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, it's a long time. I get that.
We could have come more prepared.
Things, I mean, we both know that there is an order to things and they happen the way that they are meant to. But the thing is, I am connected to this Endfrost. And it is something that I know I am going to have to deal with. My friend, who is also the regent, he is connected. Apparently, his family is very connected to it somehow. I don't understand. But just put yourself in their shoes. How would you react if some other place came and was like, "Oh, we will help you not die, but only if you become part of us"? You would not take this so nicely, no?
I would be erroneous if I said I could be that humble. But when we birthed into this world a new order, we started displacing the chaos that existed. And it has come time for chaos to push back. This Endfrost that you call it, this is the machinations of chaos. It would be not only in your regent's best interest, but in our best interest in the Naaman Empire, if we were to join forces to beat it back.
Well, I agree. We would definitely be. It would definitely make sure that we are able to win this war. But the way that you want to join forces is just something that I do not. I don't think that this is going to. Well, I mean, you said it yourself. It's you would not be so humble to just accept the help of someone at the cost of being under their thumb. So it is a big ask to expect others to do this. So if maybe the Empire offered aid as a sign of good faith, and then afterwards could talk about it, that would go a long way.
Or
to
persuasion.
Demand.
Finish the sentence and then roll persuasion.
No, but to demand that they just join you would become part of this empire, which would not go over very well with the kingdom here. This new liberated or new gained land of the empire would be quickly burned to the ground, from what I can tell. So you will not gain anything other than burnt ground in the end. But I mean, help if maybe we could just start as friends.
That's a 23. The Hierophant bows his head for a moment in thought. Then he rises and he says, I shall share your wisdom with the Emperor, and I will guide him towards a more lenient handling of the northern situation. If you could inform the Regent to not act hastily, so that I may confer with the Emperor and report to the cleric who is on this ship.
All right, no, that's I can do that. Like I said, we are very close friends. I thought that he might be connected to what we did, but seems that he is not. He is ordained by. I don't think the gods are as dead as we think, other than the ones that we created, of course.
Well, my friend, I do not live as long as you will, and I hope that we can find time to figure out the mysteries of the universe together. But until then, we have to deal with this northern threat. If you'll excuse me, time is of the essence. I know the Northmen, are an impetuous bunch. I hope to speak to you again and soon, but I must depart. And then he kind of opens his hands, and the coating of the wall fades out. He's still there.
Wow, I need to. Well, I hope to speak to you again. And as I said, soon as the Endfrost, then I go home, then I'm gladly to come see you and talk about what it is we did. I mean, I want to figure this out, but I have to put things in order first. Kind of just does like a,
Yeah.
see what I did there?
He nods, and then with a wave of his hand, the transmission kind of bursts into just innate magic, inert particles that kind of disappear. And almost as if
And Bernie goes.
on
But
cue.
Bernie goes, as it's happening, he's just going, I need to really step up my game. I need to learn how to do this.
Yeah, and then the door behind you opens and the cleric enters with head bowed. He says, if that is all, I must return the reagents to their holy vessels.
Oh yeah, no, that's all. Also, it's nice to meet someone else other than the Hierophant that also believes in order and the way that things should be. So keep up the good work.
You as well.
And then he's just kind of like nod and then kind of just, what? Do I go out here and sit out? Do I wait for someone to come?
You may leave.
Okay. Bye, friends. Ernst, was it?
Ernst, yes.
Pleasure to meet you, Ernst. Bernhard Wagner, just in case you did not remember or catch it. Bye. And he just goes out the door.
Yeah, the emissary is waiting with bated breath. As soon as you come to the door, he goes, "Ah, you spoke with the Emperor, did you?"
Yes. As I said, we are friends.
He said the Hierophant.
Yeah. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
As I said, we are friends. So yeah, it's nice to finally catch up after 40 years. It's been a while.
I'd imagine so. So, shall I return you to the pier?
Sure.
You know, I've met the Emperor on several occasions. He says you guys start to walk out of the ship, but I've only seen
what
the
was he
Hierophant
like?
from a. Oh, the Emperor. If steel, the metal, were a man, it would be the Emperor.
So he is armored, or is he actually made out of steel?
No, I mean,
He's hardened.
yes.
Okay. So I just because I've seen the men made out of metal. So
Well, have you? No, I meant metaphorically, of course.
Yeah, no, I was just that's why I had to clarify because
Of course.
I mean that's something that is up here. So just heads up, see you might see them as well. So also be careful of some things like books and the pots in the ground can turn into creatures that attack you. So this is a weird place, I must say.
This sounds horrifying.
It's quite is, yeah. No, they almost killed me, and then there was the waters that tried to drown me. It's a long
Right.
story.
The pair of you squint as you come topside, and he kind of looks up over the rim of the ship, and he says, "Oh, good. You're half giant, and my Dragonborn commander did not kill each other yet."
Also, seems that I am worshipping this one true god. So
Well, I hope this has been a positive experience for you, Master Wagner, and I wish you a fine evening.
you as well. Try to get off this boat. It can get a little rough here and cold at night. So maybe head way up to the Iron Hall. They have good ale and meat, and so drinks there.
Well, I shall try, but I'm not sure if I'm permitted to move about the city yet. Anyway,
Oh,
I have reports to write.
all right. Bye.
If you need anything else, come to the ship and I will see to it personally.
Okay, thank you. That's very nice.
Alright, and he sees you to the gangplank and off you go.
Sweet. And I will return to.
Hakon will say see you next time to the commander.
The commander gives you a respectful kind of nod with a very fierce gaze. And once Bernhard has joined you, he turns and he makes his way up the gangplank. And unlike when Bernhard came down it, the gangplank kind of bows and creaks with every step he takes as he's this big, strong Dragonborn in full plate armor.
Jake and I had placed thing actually serious in the chat. While we were squaring up, Hakon would have looked around to see what kind of soldiers they had brought.
Yes, I will answer that. Their soldiers seem fairly well armored, especially for ones that just made a sea voyage. Mechanically, they're in like half plate.
Okay.
And between them, they had heavy crossbows, halberds, and swords on their side.
Perfect. Thank you very much. For no reason at all, in case it comes useful later.
And you come from a warrior people that have an individual discipline, whereas you recognize they have a more group discipline that's a little foreign to you. The rigidity of their their style.
Well, you say that, but I would have seen that in the Huskarls.
No, the Huskarls are kind of rough around the edges.
Oh, okay, so the Fjellfolk are super wild. Then the Huskarls or the Bearfolk are, to me, they are organized, but to the rest of the world, they're not quite organized. And then there's these.
And then these guys to you, for lack of a more time appropriate, era appropriate word, they seem really robotic.
Really?
Robotic. Did I cut out?
Oh, robotic. Okay, perfect.
All right, so Bernhard and Hakon, guys, make your way off the pier.
I'll hand him his crossbow back.
Take it across the west. So we aren't done here. Very, very strange folks they are. I mean, then again, so are the Feld folk, and so no offense, but your folks. So this is a strange thing.
I'm looking forward to see them in battle, whether it's alongside us or against us.
Oh, okay. That's I like that you are just focused on one thing. It's very comforting. Scary, but comforting.
Right. I think it would benefit the session if we got the group to group up at this point. We can sort of hand wave the meeting with the Thanes because we kind of all know what direction it's gonna go. It's gonna be like a unanimous middle finger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a collective hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
So Agnar is coming out of Modisbond, the hall, after having just met the Thanes, and the rest of you will be there. I know Akulu kind of was on walkabout, but do you think Akulu could find a reason to return to the group?
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate you.
If anything, it'll get her away from fake Rayleth.
Exactly.
Fake-
Yeah.
Fake weird meat puppet of a man, Raylath.
That's
No, it doesn't really over all the time.
But I just want to throw out there, out of character but in character metagaming. Agnar probably in the back of Bernie's head that entire time is like, nah, fuck this guy. The gods aren't dead.
all right. So the four of you meet up.
We've met him
in the courtyard of Modisbond, the castle.
Man, it is really, really good to see the faces of some people that aren't dick-waggling douche nozzles.
Hey, Agnar? What
Yeah.
the hell?
What? Well, I mean, I love those guys, the Thanes, but
If Akulu
I mean,
didn't already have inspiration, I would have given you inspiration.
it took like 3 hours for them to chitter chatter around the table to come down to the conclusion of
That you all agree?
yeah, hell no, we're not doing it. Which, I mean, I could have told you walking in there that's exactly what we were going to do, but I had to let them cluck about.
Isn't one of those people in there your niece?
She's not a Thane.
Oh, so she was not there?
No, she was there. And between you and me, some days.
How does your niece be a dick?
Have you met Ilva?
Yeah. Alva.
I know, I call her Ilva because it annoys her.
Good save.
Oh,
It really critted her.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, go ahead. Your meeting. Tell me how that went.
Oh, so what the takeaway from this meeting was, I am more powerful and created a god. So that's...
Wait, no, we can't skip over that.
I'm like ridiculously like both proud of you and not surprised.
How are you not surprised? There aren't gods.
Have you-
That's not how any of this works.
No. Yes, there are, and two. I mean, I have you met Bernhard? Hold on.
He asked me to
Are you-
teach him magic. Me.
Are you an imposter? Because I know the Akulu I know has met both Ilva and Bernhard, and you're pretending like you don't know them.
Too soon. Yes, I've met Bernard. I had to carry him away from some big dogs recently. He's not creating gods. Nobody's creating gods.
Well, I did create a god. And also, you did not carry me. We teleported. So that's just... And we made them out of the bodies of the old god. So it makes sense. So I was
Hey,
like some doctor.
Bernie, what the hell?
I mean, well, what are you gonna do with? They did not need their body parts apparently, and that was the only way for us to get out of that place. So, this talking about stuff makes good.
Now I just want to clarify for a moment. We're talking about the bodies of the gods of all the southern peoples.
I don't know how your Corda not figures into this, but some gods or all but one god, they were dead, and we took that energy or the pieces. I'm still not sure on the know-how, and we made them into something, and then made a god, and that is why I can do the things that I can do, and also that is how the Hierophant also does what he does, because we made them together. He's very
Right, okay,
golden.
so-
I did not expect him to be golden.
Is he Dragonborn too? Is he one of the shiny ones?
No, he is a human, but very golden. I expected him to be like human, like looking, but he was just golden.
Huh. Hold on. Let me channel the Witcher for a moment.
Fuck.
Fuck. Hakan?
Very good message in chat, Jacob.
What have you been up to?
I've been squaring up with the commander.
Which commander? Am I gonna have to send a fruit basket to someone's widow?
No,
No,
I
it's
think
more
we
like
came
an
to an
edibles.
agreement. He's a respectful man. Few words, I like that.
Okay, but again, which commander? Who are we talking about here?
I believe he's the commander of the guard on the ship.
Oh, the Naaman commander.
The name and command.
Okay,
Oh my God.
okay, that's
Yeah,
not better.
what
But
the hell? How to get
I
that
think
third
he
one?
was seemed very keen, so I think he was Commander Keen. I don't know his name. He looks nice.
All right. So,
Outerad Drayeg, if anyone's wondering.
so what and then obviously, Kulu, how's your day been?
What do you mean, obviously? Don't tiptoe around me, Jack.
No, it wasn't tiptoeing. It's just I had to talk to the other two, so obviously I ask you next. How's your day been? I told you how my day went. Bunch of dick wagglers.
Yeah? Okay, Dad, it's fine.
Look, I understand that I haven't been around long, and I don't expect you to have warmed up to me, but we're part of each other's lives now, so let's make the best of this for your mom.
Oh, that was really good.
What the hell?
No, it was fine. The real actor dude is really good. He's got a lot going for him as far as like he seems to done his research. I don't know how. He knew a lot of things. Probably shouldn't have. But he's got some strong opinions on what our decision should be. Kept going on about a one true God, and there only being one God left, and it was the God of the Naaman Empire, and it was a God of order, whatever. But that's right. He claims that God brought him back to life. So I guess y'all made some sort of multi-piece meat god, and then he did the same thing to Raylath. So apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
So what I'm hearing is I brought someone back to life? Ho, this day keeps getting...
No, look, if you'd been around,
High
maybe
five.
you could have tried to bring Raylath back to life. But he was thoroughly eviscerated. Isn't quite the word I'm looking for, but something like that, by the thing that killed him, and then he was dead. And that's what happens when things are dead, is they stay there and die and then decay and then become part of dirt and eventually nourish the ground.
I mean, or you turn them into
Or-
a god. So
Or
That's got a point.
Or they come back spouting some sort of weird one god nonsense, which, to be fair, he was kind of on that boat to begin
Yeah, I
with.
was going to say, hold on.
They come back spouting a ton of religious nonsense, claiming that they've been brought back to life. And then now you wonder, should I go back and try to dig it up? So,
wait, do you know his body is? We're going to dig up his body?
actually, I believe we burned it, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Party did bury him. So,
Yeah.
Hakan and Aokulu would absolutely know where the body is.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so we are going to dig him up? Is to prove that I kind of tuned out there for a second.
Well, I mean, if this person claiming to be your friend isn't who he says he is, then your friend's body should still be there. But if it's not, then he might actually be the Rayleth you knew. So digging up the body wouldn't be a horrible idea.
I mean, except for the whole digging up a dead body thing, maybe. How
Why is that
would
a
they have
problem?
gotten his body in the first place? I have a feeling the way he talked about it is they made him a new one anyway, which is convenient, to say the least.
So he didn't. That's not what he looked like before.
That is what he looked like before, but I'm guessing it's okay. So
What?
you have the physical form and then the aspects of the form which are spiritual and connected to the physical, right? If you destroy the physical aspect, the floating aspects remain, and the physical aspect is destroyed, which is
Right.
technically considered to be unjust, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
So they created a new physical aspect instead of using the destroyed physical aspect. But because of the spiritual aspects where things like has scales, is a jerk, they're still attached to this new physical aspect.
Well, I
So
mean,
it's
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bernie.
So it's like he was a glass of water, and they broke the glass, and then took the water and put it in another.
Yes, but if the glass was determined by the shape of the water.
Okay, so it was ice. So take a glass of ice, broke the glass, and then made the glass around the ice.
Yes, but again, the glass would be the exact same shape as the previous glass because it was determined by the shape of the
Of course,
ice.
yeah. I mean, ice. I mean, it's the same shape. So when you break it,
Yeah.
there's the shape of the ice. And
But hold on. I'm no craftsman,
Okay.
but the ale in the mug
Which is frozen.
Right. Okay. So let's say it's frozen. So you got frozen. You got
the ale. You're right. The ale in the mug does not. How about this? If you have a broken iron sword, if you reforge the sword, you can't make the iron gold. The materials determine what it is from the outset.
Right, but you can make it in a different shape. And if you're using a broken sword to forge a new sword, you're gonna have to melt it down, and it's not gonna be exactly the same as the old sword unless you've got the exact same cast and nothing like it's.
Well, he's not the exact same either. He's way more vocal.
Makes sense.
All right. So digging up the body isn't a good idea. I got.
My guess is that the body will still be there, but I think he'll have an excuse for why that would be. That's what I'm saying.
So this is the same Dragonborn that before his untimely demise was
Good friends with Fenrir.
Good friends with Fenrir, but potentially an enemy agent in our midst.
That was rumor. But I mean, think about Fenrir. He had a pretty good judge of character.
Well, yeah, he got that from me.
And not
I said that and then I was like,
But wait,
and
I
to
was his
add
friend.
and to add to Akulu's point, the Barrowfolk here, although now a little bit warming up to the entourage of Fenrir, did accuse the Relat, the Dragonborn, to be a spy, Akulu to be a witch fomenting whatever against this Sudurhofn,
Sudurhofn?
and and they simply hated me, but that's with obvious reasons.
Yes.
What I'm getting at here is he was potentially an enemy agent, and now we know for a fact he's definitely an agent of the Name and Empire, who in a day or two are gonna be an enemy because I'm about to give them a big old middle finger on their offer of annexation.
Well,
About that. Sorry, I was very excited about creating a god. So I spoke with the Hierophant and about that, and he's going to talk to his emperor, and they might maybe not demand that we join them before giving us aid. Maybe if we don't, how do they say? If we maybe do not light the bridge on the before they do this or decide, it would be helpful for.
I mean, I can. How long do we think that's going to take? I can delay a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that this lovely gentleman in the ornamental armor is going to want an answer pretty soon.
You mean the Aldrich one named Aldrich?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So from what I can tell, he's going to not want the answer till after the Hierophant gets back, because it goes Emperor, then Hierophant, then everyone else.
So hold on. I want to get this straight.
Emperors.
I want to get this straight.
Mhm.
You talked to a golden dude that you know from years ago when you created a god with him.
Yes.
And in the process of talking to golden dude / co-god creator, you just bought us time, and we may not wind up in an unending, unwinnable war on two fronts.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm buying you
and
a
you
drink.
didn't start with that?
I mean,
Yeah, you're
not as impressive as creating a god.
I mean, I would beg to differ. Lots of people can make gods up.
at the very least, it's nearly equal footing.
Oh, huh. No, it's just. I mean, I've seen the things that he created, and I kind of think that it was the magic that made him golden, or was allowing. I don't know what he was using. I need to step my game up. That is for certain, because I need to learn that. But yeah, no.
Aesthetic match.
Now,
Yeah,
wait. No, let's not get too down on ourselves here. I mean, yeah, in the time that you guys have both been here, he has gathered an entire empire around him and inspired them, and they've been
effectively their
massively
ruler.
right. They've become massively successful and an ordered, advanced society. And then Bernie. I mean, you trained me.
We fought a bear once.
We fought that bear once. And so, I mean, again, you throw that on paper and relatively equal footing.
No, I mean, it makes sense. Also, this Hierophant did not return to the base and keep his curator. I did. So obviously...
There you go. Let's chalk that one up in the Bernie column.
Yeah, no, that's 2, and he
Yeah.
has only like 30 or 40. So I mean,
No. One. He's got one. He's got the
I mean,
name and empire.
it's
You've
a
got
pretty big one.
I mean, well, look.
He has a
Look,
boat. He has
this
a boat and a
one.
head like a rat.
This one is a little bit bigger than this one over here, but they're still one. It's still only one each.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, he has a boat and I have a rat. I mean, they are both things that float on water and that add transport, but I mean, one is much better than the other. Not that I am complaining. I just,
Ouch, Agnar.
I'm not buying you that drink anymore.
Sorry.
All right, so we bought ourselves some. Well, we didn't buy ourselves. Bernhard has bought us some time here, which is good because I mean I still think digging a little bit deeper into this ex-friend thing could be worth some time for you, Akulu, just to at the very least get some closure on it, and then also potentially if this person is going to be a threat, I would greatly appreciate knowing. And then I mean Hakan and I can see to still upping the war games, as it were.
Yeah, on that point, I wouldn't say I would be certain that he was a spy. I think if any of us was, I mean, the name and empire is his homeland, so him coming back with the name and empire isn't necessarily proof that he was a spy as much as they brought him back. And he came back here when the opportunity was. Why am I defending? I'll figure. If anyone else wanted to figure it out, instead of me doing it.
I mean, I could talk to him. That wouldn't be awkward at all.
And since you folks seem to have a very attached relationship with the bodies, if you need me to dig the body up.
Mainly, I'm worried about the fact that there's an army marching here, and we were fleeing said army when we buried the body, and there's likely an intersection where the point that where body was left and or buried, and the front of the army is probably much closer to each other than they were.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a side quest to me.
Side quest. Let's go dig up our dead friend's body to prove the second guy claiming to be our friend isn't actually our friend.
Well, I mean, if you want, I could speak to him. He worships the gods that I created, so help create.
We've created a monster.
What have I done?
Bernhard, what have you done? Bernhard's like, it's okay, I'll handle everything.
For a small tin gnome, he flexes.
You hold on. Let me do that.
I'm imagining all of this out of Doc Brown's voice.
You of all people, Hakan, are not allowed to call someone out on flexing lately. Just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there.
I did not change night into day, so I mean.
Yeah.
Also impressive.
Hakan blushes.
Akon actually grabs his hammer and looks at it like, like almost like he's in love with the hammer.
Oh no.
Find yourself someone who looks at you like Hakan looks at his hammer.
Sending tweet.
Hold on, let me get loaded up.
That's
ready and
retweet this man because he is very religious, as you say, and as someone that knows a religion somewhat, I could just maybe get him to get his god down, and then I could find out it's true.
Oh, you mean actually talk to him? I thought you were talking about like, oh well, if he's really dead, I'll just talk to his spirit because I am his god.
Wait, you can do that?
I'm gonna go with no.
Man, I really need to learn things. Huh.
Well,
No, I actually meant.
well, no, I mean, no. If you think about it, when we go to the Hall of Hides, we're among the gods, and we can talk to the gods at the Hall of Hides. So yeah, I mean, I guess that would work.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know if I could speak to the spirits, but I definitely did speak to the potential imposter. I think that might be easier, but I mean, I could think about this and maybe speak to the spirits. I'd have to figure out how.
Yeah, let's
Put a pin.
put a pin in that one and worry about talking to the actual guy.
Okay, okay. So what
Oh,
is
he's
his
not
name?
an actual. What?
This person. I keep hearing it's Raisin. What is his name?
Raylath.
Raylath. Okay, so to Raylath is good. And you say he is.
Wait, you're writing
Zen?
a letter?
I'm keeping. I have an agenda now, so just want to keep things running smooth. There's an order to things. A clue, so I must follow them.
Yeah, nothing has a purpose. All life is meaningless. But sure. Yes, Raylath.
That's the order of things.
He seemingly knows about things that have happened after his death, but also things that this imposter would not have been witness to. Oh damn! If someone else talks to him, he's gonna talk a lot.
Hmm.
We could do a group powwow thing. That way I can kind of like control what's being said about things that this weird imposter seems to have been spying on us. Getting the information.
Well, I mean, if we're trying to get the truth out of him, then we'd want to hear like everything he has to say. Why would we want certain things to be controlled and or hidden, Akulu? Well, I don't understand.
certain things are private, and privacy should be respected among individuals who can trust each other. And obviously, we don't trust him, but he has information
I have
about
a way
us.
to make him. I have a way to make him tell the truth. So, well, not. I have a way that if he is going to say something, it has to be the truth. It won't make him say things. Use that.
Yeah. That's actually a really good one. Bernhardt taught me that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could always do that.
Okay. I feel like arguing it's not going to be helpful right now, and I feel like my suggestions won't work on you guys. So.
I mean, I have a pretty decent will save, so.
Yeah, that's why I figured you're a paladin and a cleric.
I mean, I want to make sure that you are involved in this.
What
so
about
if you have suggestions, I'd like to listen.
I don't need to suggest a hack on. How about we don't go have a long-winded conversation with this guy? He's gonna be on board.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, "Yep."
Yeah.
Hackon will be
I
like,
mean,
"How
on
about
that-
we deal with the army that's gonna fight us and try to kill everything?" That's Hackon's shtick.
Talk,
Yep.
not talk. Talk, not talk. Knock, talk it is.
To be fair, out of character, well, in character, but he's not saying this like it's me telling you guys. He's very much on Akulu's side right now. She's making a lot of sense.
Well,
Pack on for once is like, wow, the witch is right.
well, so why don't we here? I've got an idea, and let me bounce this off you and see if it's we do have a lot of plates spinning at the moment. We got to kind of keep everything going and avoid, an army of giants and trolls and
Undead.
gods damn snow goblins.
Big dogs.
Yeah, big dogs. So we got to deal with that. So
The undead guys. Have we done anything about the other?
We still need to find out what's going on. Right. So there's a lot going on here. So
if this guy's not hurting anything, we'll just leave him alone, but also not trust him or tell him any of our secrets. Yes?
Yeah, no, I like this. So here's my thoughts. Since Hakan and I are kind of the respective war leaders of our people, we can start handling some of that business. And Bernhardt and Aokulu, why don't you go get some info from this raisin guy?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say we could get some info on the other stuff, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there's
What other stuff could we get info on? I have a pretty good in with this Naaman Empire people, so we need to.
Yeah, then.
Well,
Okay.
if I may suggest one thing, the
Please.
undead part of the fight is going to be the most difficult one. You can't win a fight if everybody that drops is going to come back. So that should be the priority here.
We could look into the burial site where the guys came back to life. We could do some investigating.
Oh yeah, no,
there.
no, we yeah, you had stormed off at that point. We actually kind of already sent some people to deal with that. I sent some Huskarls. Hakan sent. They're going to kind of jointly keep an eye on the burial mounds.
Oh, I don't mean the Huskarls aren't going to investigate the burial mounds. They're going to stand outside the burial mounds and hit things with sticks whenever they see something rise up. I'm talking about preventative medicine.
I agree with Akulu, because if we do get into an actual war and both the enemy side and our side starts rising from the dead and attacking us, we're going to be very quickly outnumbered.
Well, we could nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Exterminatus.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need a little bit of insight, a little bit of research, probably a whole bunch of prayer on that one. It's not really something that I've had to deal with ever. Good point. So yeah, let's put a pin on the other things, and let's worry about the whole dead rising from the grave to come back and try to drink our ale thing.
Wouldn't want that.
I mean, there's only so much ale to go around, and we've already had to deal with shortages and refugees, and if they're drinking our ale and stinking up the place, it's not gonna go over well.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I think we're all kind of at consensus, looking into and dealing with the undead thing.
What
yes,
about
no?
the Naaman?
The Naaman thing, well, that's kind of on hold at the moment, thanks to Bernhardt.
We have to wait for the response of the
Right.
Okay.
One thing that Agnar is very interested in looking into is the gift of that shield thing.
Well, yes, with the diagram that Raylaf bequeathed, as well as the crystals, your smith could fashion them into the shield frame that was given to you, and Bob's your uncle. It's done.
All right, well, let's get right on that.
Okay.
Because any sort of shield thing is going to be handy.
Okay. So what are you guys going to do about the undead thing? Because right now you guys have guards on the burrows. Are you going to go into the burrows and make sure there's nothing to protect? Is that the plan?
Yeah, or like take a look at the ones that have already been busted out of, see if there's evidence of tampering from the exterior.
All
I
right.
don't have detect magic, but
That's all right. Is anyone skilled in investigation?
What's that?
'Tis a skill,
I am not.
oft unused.
For
No.
a scout, I feel like it's
Don't.
a very lacking.
Yeah, no.
but Bernhardt does have detect magic.
So no one has investigation?
No.
Not in a skilled manner.
Okay, well then, so one of you can roll it, unskilled, but no one can help, because no one has any skill in it. And while they do that, Bernhardt can cast Detect Magic. Any volunteers? Who's got a high int score?
I've got a +0.
Wow,
I
I
think
guess I'll be rolling it.
Are we all going to the burrows? I thought it was Akulu and Bernhardt.
No. We're all we put a pin on everything else because this is the most pressing matter at this moment.
Yeah,
So we're all there.
we're gonna act like a team.
Yeah, I'll roll investigate then. That's a big old 4.
Ooh.
No, Agnar, there. Agnar.
Well, it appears these burrows have been opened. Bernhardt, upon casting Detect Magic, you get, I mean, really what you expected. You just get a faint kind of leftover residual necromantic spell energy.
Okay, so it seems some sort of magic was used here, obviously, but
That tracks.
it was of the necromancy sorts, so that is also a good thing. I mean, that we know that for sure. It's not some sort of, I don't know, conjuration
Illusion?
of something else. Yeah.
You can also tell that it's only been, you only detect the magic on the 2 burrows that have been, where the corpses came out of it. None of the other burrows have any hint of magic on them.
Okay, and it's only these 2 that has this magic, so they have not been awoken yet. I mean, if we are that worried, we could just burn it all. The bodies, not like everything, but
Typically, a funeral pyre is reserved those warriors that died in battle and were of some import in society. But I mean, sure, let's burn them.
is there a way that we could make it so that they can't get out?
Locked from the outside.
Yeah, I mean that's a thing. Yeah, or like collapsing it on it. So
that burning it just sounds so much easier, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, if that's
Culturally-
a problem, just look away for a few days.
Agnar would know
Dealt
that
with-
culturally, pulling the corpses of his ancestors out of their burrows and then burning them is probably like, probably not. But barricading
Favorable as leader.
their entrances is probably above board.
what
Yeah, why
about
don't-
burning them in their bar?
Yeah.
Is it just the,
You know, it's
the
a
moving
it's a
them?
gray area. It's a gray area.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as I would like to say that I speak directly for Calder, we're not so much on speaking terms as on.
It's okay. Neither are Bernie and the god he created.
Yeah, I mean, he just points at things and then looks at me disappointedly.
But in my defense, my god does not talk, as far as I know. So maybe he cannot talk to me.
Oh, you didn't give him a mouth? You didn't take someone's jawbone?
No, he has a mouse. I just don't think. I mean, having a mouse and being able to. Wolves have mouths, but they cannot.
Bad
Oh.
example. You've
Oh.
met wolves
Yes.
that talk.
Yeah, we've met wolves that talk.
Not all wolves.
Hashtag not all wolves.
All right, guys, let's roll this along. So, what are you doing about the burrows?
Yeah, let's barricade it.
All right.
I would like to. Well, out of character. I would like to collapse the tunnel at the entrance and barricade it.
Okay. You with a work crew, you guys can get that. You can get all the burrows around Sudurhofn barricaded within a day.
And then send word out to any settlements nearby that haven't already been overtaken to maybe do the same.
Right. I mean, the only place that would have these kind of burial burrows would be seats of power. So any messages you send, because Bjorkleif has already fallen, any messages you send would take a long time to get there, but you can send the word.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the next day.
Uh-huh.
Just after breakfast, Huskarl approaches you with word that that the emissary
That was a really
wishes to speak.
filling breakfast.
Uh,
And quiet and uninterrupted.
Flatbread. They put that fruit serve on?
We're on a roll. That's like 2 days in a row we've gotten a meal.
Yeah, so Huskarl informs you that the emissary of the Naaman Empire wishes an audience.
Kind of go over Earnhardt like, time.
Bernhardt should just come along, probably.
No, he's requesting an audience. Or he's already here. Yeah, I say he's requesting an audience. He wants to come here, or he's already waiting to be allowed in. So,
well, I don't, unless I don't remember, I don't think you ever gave them permission to roam the city. So they're probably all on their ship.
that's correct.
Yeah.
So,
You're a very welcome host.
yeah. So yeah, go ahead and send I don't half. He can come here.
Half a what?
Half a
You've cut out.
dozen.
Half a dozen.
Okay.
No, half a Huskarl.
So you're gonna have him escorted here?
Yeah.
All right. So some Huskarls come and retrieve him, and he comes back, and he is once again accompanied by First Orbrist Draeg, who once again allows himself to be disarmed. No problem.
Actually,
That's a power
no.
move right there.
No. When they get here, I'm gonna let the Huskarls know. Let him keep his weapons.
Okay. So Aldrich Ext once again with a flowery bow. He says, "Lord Regent, we have had communication with the Empire, and at the behest of the Grand Hierophant, my Emperor has decided a softer hand may be required, and he wishes to extend to you a small token of our, hopefully, continued positive relation with Sudurhofn and perhaps all of Bjornmars. Instead of demanding annexation, my liege would like to send 1 legion of soldiers with the express purpose to defend the city against the army of the Endfrost. In exchange, he would like a small piece of land within the city walls to establish an embassy."
I don't think we have.
What? Hold that thought, guys. What does that word mean?
Which one, legion or embassy?
Embassy. Really? Come on now.
many is in a legion?
Yeah, that's why I was
A lot. Like a lot.
running out of
Okay.
room.
Well, and I mean, the part of the negotiations can be, hey, you're gonna have to leave back some supplies for your men because obviously we can't feed that many on our own. But I still what's an embassy?
From the context, I could say it's a building where they'll
mean-
have their people in there.
Oh, I really
but
was hoping a
that's
comment was just gonna end right there. It's a building, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Probably a building of people from the Naaman Empire to control the Legion.
Oh, like a
a war
command
tent.
Yeah, command tent.
Yeah, but like they said, they want to build it.
Well, I mean, these guys seem like they're kind of uppity about how things are done, and they're set in their ways. And if they need a building for it, like, hold on, let me.
Do we have any empty like warehouses or shipping houses?
I'm looking at the map right now, and Agnar is mentally going through the map of the city.
He's in his mind palace.
He's in his mind palace. I mean, we've got room for basically anywhere. I would say probably the Archwood Borough would be the best because it's close to the castle, and that way we can keep an eye on them. All right. Hold on. Okay. All right. Now, hold that thought, Mr. X. Counter offer. We will grant you the land for your embassy.
Oh.
Kind of looks over at the Dragonborn like, they have no idea what an embassy is, do they?
Out of character. That's something that we wouldn't really know what it is.
No, yeah,
right?
absolutely. You guys don't really have relations with other nations.
Right.
I mean, the relation between
A
the
violent
Fairfolk and Fairfolk
relationship
probably...
is still a relationship.
We will grant you the land for your embassy, and gratefully accept the assistance of your legion. I don't know that we're going to have the supplies to feed your legion. You would probably want to leave some supplies or ship in some supplies for them. I can't promise that I can feed them all.
No matter.
Yeah.
No man, woman, or child in the name of Emperor goes hungry. And neither will our men. Even so far away.
I would like to grant you land for this embassy in our Archwood Borough. It's actually just outside the walls here of the castle. That way, in case you ever have need of speaking with us or us with you, we're close by.
Splendid.
And then we'll have to once this is all taken care of, we'll have to figure out something for future relations. You know, maybe we could set aside an area to put up some sort of yes, you with your hand up, Akulu.
I would take it that because they are going to be opening an embassy, the agents of the Naaman Empire have gained some freedom of movement about the city instead of living on a ship.
Yes. Yeah.
If they might want to spend their coin in our markets and return home with trinkets of a faraway land, they may do so.
Well, that, and of course, I'll make sure that we're sending back some gifts for your emperor and your. Yes, Hakan, with your hand up.
With a slight smirk, Akon's gonna look more at the dragon born rather than Mr. X, but he's gonna say, and of course, with the ability to walk about town, you are also welcome to the tents of the Fjellfolk if you ever want to visit.
Wait, is Khan hitting on this track?
Some low-key sexual tension.
He's like, you want to come over?
Honestly,
You're welcome to my tits.
Hey, you up?
It's more of a Akon's attempting to have them see like the chaos of the Fjellfolk. It's kind of an insult. It's like, yeah, like come over kind of deal. Kind of a dare you to a certain extent.
You're not helping your case.
But yeah, so and then obviously for going forward, continuing our relationship.
Hang on, I wanted to reply. Drag says, I appreciate the offer. In fact, the Obsidian Legion has volunteered to be the one sent here. I knew that was going to get a reaction.
Oh, wow, that is very impressive, and we are all just, the Obsidian Legion, we have heard so much about that.
And Akon, okay, I need to say it. Akon turns to Bernie and says, who's the Obsidian Legion?
Agnar,
it's one god, and suddenly
Agnar, give me a history check. You're the only character who might have heard of the Obsidian Legion prior to meeting them, because this guy is from the Obsidian Legion.
History. That is a big old 13.
No. The first time you heard of them is when this guy said he was from them, and that's it.
Yeah. Out of character, I'm very concerned about this. In character, that tracks. Well, I mean, and thank you. We the Obsidian Legion, we very welcome here. I'm sure we're all going to get along smashingly. And then to help foster future relations, once we've dealt with the armies of the Endfrost, we'll definitely have to see about getting you guys a
embassy,
a more permanent situation here where you could have some of your people here on a regular basis in order to see to the dealings between the two nations, maybe something like diplomats.
If I may, that your embassy, the word you're looking for is an embassy.
Of course, I knew it's your accent. It threw me off. We have
a different word for it in Northman.
Yeah.
No word.
It's called "Get the fuck out."
Who the fuck are you?
Oscar in the room picks up his dictionary, and under diplomacy it says TBD.
So let's obviously again. I am more than willing. I think this is a spectacular. I do have to talk to the Thanes, and get a consensus on it. But this is a much better proposal than annexation, and I think they all left that meeting, mulling. They weren't super happy with the option, but this one I'm pretty sure I can get them on board with.
And then right then a Thane bursts in and is like, hey, are we putting this guy's head on a pike? What's happening? I'm just kidding.
Can't believe we live in a frat house.
Very well, Lord Regent. You know where to find me?
Yeah. No, thank you. May your one true God smile upon you.
And may he smile upon you as well.
May the force be with you.
And also with you.
I
at this point, I guess I gotta call the Thanes together again.
All right.
Round 2 for Dickwag.
Let's just say that they defer to you. No one knows what an NPC is, so they're like, sure.
But they're all pretending they do. So they're all on board.
None of that. I'm going to get totally arrogant about it and be like, now come on, guys. You can't tell me you don't. Let me explain it to you.
Yeah, I think at first they're maybe like, no, fuck the name and empire, fuck all Southerners, fuck everything. But then they're like, actually, a legion of men against giants and wolves and God's damn snow goblins might come in handy. So ultimately, it's an offer they can't refuse. So they
and if they do refuse it,
make the square. Yeah.
Right.
Like you do.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, you delivered that to him?
Yeah.
All right.
100%. Personally deliver it to him. I'll go down to the docks on this one.
All right. Well, with that assurance, the name and ship will set off. And they have finished the shield. And they present it to Agnar as the only shield user in the group.
Does Bernie use the shield?
Nope.
Pretty sure he just has
okay.
the crossbow, right?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Well,
I was gonna hand it over to our resident Godfather.
Haha.
And I mean, Akon can use a shield, but using a shield means he hits less the enemy, so
Yeah.
doesn't work.
And he's also got a time-changing hammer, so
right.
fuck
Yeah,
him.
but I could wear the shield on my back and stop arrows from sticking me in the back. Like be a turtle with a hammer.
Okay. Vegas.
Yes.
It is a spell guard shield.
Ooh. I don't remember specifically what that is, but I remember it being kind of cool.
Requires attunement. While holding the shield, you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, and spell attacks have disadvantage against you.
All right. And is it's just the +2 of a normal shield, or
no? It's just
+1?
It doesn't have any plus. That is its
okay.
opponent. Yeah.
Okay. That's so. To reiterate, that is saving throws against
saving throws,
spell-like abilities,
and then a spell attacks have disadvantage against you. Advantage on saving throws, and incoming attacks have disadvantage.
Hot damn.
Yes, it is quite good.
All right. Does it look anything like the shield I had in my vision with Calder?
I'm gonna go with no. Sorry.
Okay.
However, you can get a deer skull and mount it on it.
I'm gonna give it back to the smith and tell him to do me a solid and just dip a deer skull in iron
and just
then
slap it on there.
And just slap it on there.
Okay. with the antlers.
100% with the antlers.
All right. So yeah, you have an iron cast deer skull mounted to the front of your shield now.
That's hot. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna mute for a second while I type this all out.
All right. While he does that, another week, 5 days in this calendar goes by, and news arrives that some more refugees are coming in from the north. A handful of warriors. They're being escorted in by Fjell folk.
Into the city?
Yep.
Well, if Akon is there, is gonna say, "Where did these come from?" Or like, "Where did these people come from?"
You guys want to meet them on the road? All right. So the four of you come out, and you intercept maybe 5 heavily crusty, dirty, bloody
Snow goblins.
warriors. One of them stands a head taller than just about everybody around him and is at eye level with Hakan. This massive figure of a Northman. And he is carrying a bearded axe that is blunted with his recent fights. And it's covered
Matter.
it's been battered and it's covered in old blood. And he's wearing a bandage around his head and bandages around his arms, and it looks like he's been in the wilderness for a while. And he looks to you guys coming, and he goes, "Where's the Jarl?"
Hey, buddy, like, everything good? You don't look good. Like, what? We can. Hey, get him some ale and like some cheese or something.
Do they look alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Barely. But yes.
Good thinking, Bernie. Good thinking.
Yeah, that was.
I'm Holvi Gerdyson. I was the Thane of Northgate.
Mm-hmm.
And that should pique y'all's interest.
Useful information.
If we go up to
Yeah, I
the
was
map,
gonna ask for them.
scroll
Yeah.
up. Or I guess it probably starts at the top, huh? This is Northgate,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Up near the footkeep.
north of the
Yep.
Footkeep.
Yeah.
How
We
the
were
hell
told-
did he live?
Yes.
We were told Northgate fell before we even went up to the Footkeep. So yeah, same question.
No, we were told the Footkeep fell and that they didn't know about Northgate.
Oh, okay.
And we never pushed beyond the Footkeep because of obvious reason.
You guys want to ask him?
Wait, but I do want to know if he passed by way of Hondleben and knew if people had survived or if things were looking bad.
So
Well, I
you
guess
ask him if
let's
he
get
passed
him in.
through. Okay.
Yeah.
Honolulu. It's a ruin. Everything's a ruin.
Bjorkleaf? You wouldn't have passed by Muirheim, but
No, we know that Bjorkleaf fell.
yeah.
The entire Red Deer Veldt is a wasteland.
Well, we
Where's
we knew it was bad. We knew they were coming, but we're gonna take it all back.
Where's your last encounter?
Well, I almost had a scrap with some of your kind.
Almost.
They shouldn't attack bear folks.
Exactly. Me and my lads here, we tried to jump them, and they seemed uncharacteristically unwilling to fight us. Apparently we have an alliance. That would have been fucking useful a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, it wasn't fucking possible a couple of weeks ago, but you're welcome. That yeah. So yeah, you're welcome.
Well, thanks. You got healers around here?
Come here, douchebag.
Where's the Jarl? Fenrir, right?
So obviously, I mean, it's not surprising to find that your head is still up your ass. Fenrir isn't around anymore. I'm Agnar Runerson, Fenrir's uncle and regent.
Okay. Great. Well. Show me to that healer.
So like I said, come here, douchebag.
He looks at you puzzled and kind of steps forward.
And I'll very lightly grab him by the throat.
Dear Lord.
And then lay on hands.
I was expecting like a tentative Agnar hug. Oh.
That's a nice trick. I haven't felt this good in weeks.
Hey, baby.
It's not a trick. Gods are coming back.
You'll never make fetch happen.
On Wednesdays, we worship Ironsides.
Well, it's about time. I just felt like that was appropriate.
Yep.
So, where's that shit-stained Jarl Oddmund? I assume he fled here like the coward he is.
Actually, that shit stain died protecting his people.
Well, at least he's good for something.
I love how this guy just really doubles down when he makes a fucking mistake. He's like, never mind, I was right the first time.
So this was not asked, and I'm very curious. You're from this north. How is it you got here?
Oh, that's a fucking story.
Why is there also only 5 of you?
Well, it's part of the same story. You mind if we sit down and have some ale? Or hot food?
Yeah. So you say you're Jarl of this North Cape?
Thane.
Thane. My bad. Sorry.
And what the hell are you?
Bernhard
Hey,
Wagner, pleasure to meet
No
you.
swearing at Bernie.
Hand's gonna go to the throat again. And they're with it.
No, it's the first time seeing an Abaxio, so Abaxio, sorry. So I understand confusion.
Let me just lay down some ground rules quick. Before we continue, story time. We're kind of a progressive group here. We're open and accepting and honest with each other. If you're going to be throwing around this, I get you've been through a lot. I get it, and you and I we're gonna chat about it later. You've got some things you need to get off your chest, and I'm sure speaking with someone's really going to help.
Why is the half giant raising his hand?
Hold on, just a second, Hakan. But in the meantime, we're gonna calm down with the language. We're gonna enjoy the meal and the ale, and we're gonna tell the story. We're gonna be a little respectful of those that either we haven't met or that we have met, but we don't know whether or not they're dead. Kosher?
It's your town.
Good. Yes, Hakan, with your hand up. Thank you. Patience.
I just needed to ask. You were open and welcoming with the Naaman's Empire? I didn't feel that.
All right, so you guys can continue the conversation, but you head towards into the Iron Hall for Ragnahild to help these guys out.
Mm-hmm.
And Tiad perches himself on a candle chandelier above the group. He's like, "Oh man, this is gonna be good." So these 5 guys.
They'll just wink at Tiad.
These 5 guys look at the food, and with this kind of like lust, and they want to just tear into it, but they start just kind of picking at it and taking small bites.
No, guys, no, come on. You're safe now.
No, I appreciate them not being disgusting. This is fine.
Holvey looks up and he says, "Me and my men, our stomachs are small. We gotta take it easy."
That makes sense. No, that's good thinking. Good. We'll fatten you right back up, though.
Glad to hear it. So, Northgate. It was a average autumn evening when suddenly the snow rolled down the mountainside and covered the castle. I thought it was an avalanche. Weird, out of season, a lot of snow, and it wasn't thawing. Next thing we know, we heard the horns. And the whole of the Frost Vale came down on us. Can y'all do that somewhere else? Can you not go to bed somewhere else? Thank you. I'm sorry.
No.
They just came home and they're throwing a fit. Yes, Hakan, thank you.
Perfect.
How about let's go to break now. This seems like a good time. We'll come back to the story when we get back and learn where this guy's been, what happened to Northgate, and all of that. So,
Okay.
15 minutes. We'll be back roughly 16 after. We got another hour, 45 minutes of Direwolf and Endfrost coming back after the break. Stick around, and thanks for tuning in. All right, we're back. And the crisis has been averted.
Olive
Was the
oil.
crisis the need for olive oil?
Always.
High five. That wasn't for you, Jacob.
I stole it.
So we were about to get story time
Oh,
from the douchebag.
I just
With
used
Uncle
I
Old.
used a bit of my voice reading a story. Let me get some more olive oil. Grease the pipes. All right. So where was I? We had giants, snow goblins, all manner of creatures at our gates. And I realized we were in for a siege. I knew I didn't have a lot of time, so I sent 2 runners back to Biaklif requesting aid. They returned. The aid never came. So there I was, surrounded by the entire fucking population of Frostvale for a month. Food ran out, and I realized there was only one way that me and my boys were gonna get out of this. Those fucking giants had gone complacent. They were just gonna wait us out. So, as soon as the sun set, we charged. Right out of the gates. Not a lot of my men made it out. You're muted. Spirit fingers? Okay.
I said about 5 minutes.
We had more when we broke through their lines. But, no matter how far south we trekked, snow goblins were everywhere. And winter wolves were hunting us. My number got picked off. We had to raid goblin foodstuffs. Do you know what they eat? Neither do I! But we ate it. We came to Biaklif. It was a cold ruin. My men and I decided to head for Gunfrey's Hold. Figured that's the best place. Well, it's gone. So we came here. Me and these 4, the bravest fucking men in the Red Deer Veldt. We made it. My entire crew, aside from those here, killed because we were left to defend a castle against thousands alone. We fucking held. And then he takes a big bite out of the foul leg.
Hell yeah.
Troll, what's been going on here?
Well, I mean, same old, same old. The armies of Endfrost, kings and queens,
You cut out after
King-
armies of Endfrost.
and armies of Endfrost are bearing down upon us.
The dead are rising.
The dead are rising. Kings and queens of the Feywild are,
Foreign enemies from the south are landing on our shore, demanding annexation.
Bernie created a god. The Fenrir.
Fenrir pulled a chain out of a wall.
It was very impressive, what I understand.
It was like a big chain.
Yeah.
Huh. So, Oddman's dead, huh?
Uh-huh.
The Great Mocked is on our side.
Yeah, gathered that.
That's a big thing. Because this huge asshole owns a hammer that's godlike and caused the day to return. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was you, huh? Big guy.
Yes.
Well, hot damn. Seems like we came to the right place. I mean, it sounds like a whole load of bullshit, but from what I seen, why not?
Oh, we share the same attitude.
So yeah, like I said, we're gonna fatten you guys back up. You're gonna get healthy, whole, and we're gonna be marching on his Endfrost. And you guys will be right there with us, right?
I don't think you should be marching anywhere. Sudurhofn's got walls. We kept them out of the castle.
No, we'll be fighting back.
I can't sit idly by here while they just prance about all of the Bjornmars, taking everyone and everything.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I just traveled the length of Bjorn Mars. And I can tell you right now, this city looks exactly like the last time I've been here. A little more crowded, but the same. Everything north of your woods, fucking wasteland.
Right. And we need to take it back. Essentially, we need... What? I don't even know her name. The ice bitch.
Frigid is a good word.
Yeah, frigid. There's a literal ice queen that is behind all of this. We kill her, we can stop this.
Well, I didn't see no ice queen when my men were getting murdered all around me.
Yeah, foot soldiers don't usually see the commanders. It's fine.
Well, not necessarily command. Well, yeah, queen. As
she's also the command.
No. She commander in chief. No, I context is they're going to be on the battlefield, so the foot soldiers might see the commanders, but not the commander in chief.
You need to hunker down behind your walls and fight them here. Sudurhofn's the most defended point in Bjornmars, west of the Bjornhart Peaks. Hell, it might be the most defendable position in the entire country.
No, I agree with you. That's what the Huskarls and the various Mokts and apparently the Obsidian Legion. That's what they're going to be doing.
That too.
Yeah, we're gonna be killing the Ice Queen.
What, the four of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, good luck.
The tacticals.
I by all means take the week. Get healthy. Eat some. Find somewhere to bunk up. And then I expect you to report to one of the Huskarl captains for orders. Or, you personally, obviously being a Thane, why don't you stop by Modi's Bond and we'll see what we can put you towards helping out with the other things.
I was about to say.
But you're men, I'm saying.
If it's all the same to you, I think these four men want to stick by my side.
We can get something worked out. Like I said, take the week. Come on over to Modi's Bond. We'll figure it out.
Sorry, it was a long journey. We'll get right to that, Regent. We appreciate everything.
Mm-hmm. And do yourself a solid. Keep the attitude in check around here. Everyone's a little on edge and want someone a little less forgiving than me to grab you by the next time.
Well, once I get some meat on my bones, I won't really be worried about that.
Like I said, do yourself a solid and keep the attitude in check. We wouldn't want someone less forgiving than me, someone like future me, to get their hands around your throat. Or, maybe next time I'm feeling a little bit slow. One of these folks here gets their hands on you and, I can't. Take the week. Get comfortable. You did good. We got you.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Judd.
Hey.
Do me a solid. Anytime my friend here is in, make sure he gets the best ale.
I'm not like an employee, but
No, I understand that, but like you know what the good shit is. Like, just give them a heads up if they're trying to pass off some of the piss on him.
yeah, all right, cool, man.
All right.
I'll do that.
All right, good looking out. And we're still on for Thursday night, right?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I'm gonna get you this time.
Yeah, and I like to fly.
But you don't like to. Oh, I see what you're doing. All right, you're funny, Chad. And put some Huskar, making sure this loud ass keeps himself out of trouble for the next week.
Assuming we've got a week.
Dun dun dun.
We've got a week.
As you exit the Iron Hall, Kabian is waiting for you with a small retinue of his own Huskarls.
Kabian, my boy, what's going on?
We have a problem.
Let me count the ways. What's going on now?
I think I'd rather show than tell. Come on.
All right.
He has such a way with words.
He
He's
leads
very
you.
pretty.
He leads you through the Heartswood Burrow, until you guys reach the most northern stretch of wall. To refresh everyone's memory, around Modi's Bond is a stone wall. That's part of the castle. So, like, this partition here, that's all stone, but everything else is wooden. It's fortified wood, but it's made of wood. And he brings you to the base of one of the towers, right up against it on its right, to the east of one of the towers. And as you guys approach the wall, he says, Would you believe me if I said a drunken brawl revealed something unexpected? And he walks up to the wall, and he looks you right in the eye, Agnar, and then with one arm, opens the wall. A hatch kind of swings out, and you had no idea it was there. It was completely inconspicuous as its position. But with one arm, he just kind of lifted this part. And you can see on the other side a piece of rope dangling, as if someone on the outside could easily just grab this piece of wood and open their way in. And, still looking at you, he says, We didn't make it like this.
Oh, I want to hug Vegas when he does that. He gets so red.
I can't
You're
hear
muted.
Agnar at all. Did you mute?
You know, that wasn't part of the original design. Like, color me fucking flabbergasted.
Yeah,
Okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. This is okay.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say we've got people on the inside who may not be on our side.
On the inside.
Yeah. And if this bolt hole, for lack of a better term, is here, there's probably more. I've already set
the rest.
I've already set my Huskarls to scour the walls perimetering the Heartswood. We should probably tell the other Thanes to do the same. And we're gonna need to chop lumber to repair this.
Means
we're gonna
Haven't we already started on lumber for the
The bridges
temporary
and
bridges?
Yes.
and also some shelter, I believe.
So we'll have to chop more trees.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be happy.
Appreciate you, Hakan.
I'm also gonna ask if they've seen during the scouting perimeters if they've seen Barrowfolk leaving in or out
Through this hole?
Well, out. Well,
I think we would have noticed
we
there was
don't-
a hole if someone was leaving through it.
no, but my people, the Fjellfolk, are all around Sudurhofn.
Yeah,
We
he's
expect
saying he's
refugees-
gonna check with his people.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, that tracks.
I want the entire wall searched.
Yeah.
Get on it. Send word out.
Yeah, we're gonna get all the Thanes on this. We're gonna figure this out.
You said there's a piece of rope on the exterior.
Yeah, like at the base, which means it would kind of be buried by snow after the snowfall.
Oh yeah.
But if someone knew it was there, they just.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's walk the outside, but if it's been snowing.
Agnar, between you and me, I mean, I know this is in my territory, this is in my district, but we can't rule out the possibility that one of the Thanes may not be on our side. Because all of our Huskarls patrol these walls, especially at night, when someone's most likely to,
And if someone's Huskarls has to look the other way.
So we need to start questioning Huskarls too.
Bernhardt. Remember that trick you taught me with the no lying?
Yeah, we just mentioned it about a week ago. Yep.
You and I have got our work cut out for us. We're going to be doing a lot of that.
Okay.
Cabian. let's not tell the other Thanes what we're searching at the moment.
Keep it with my Huskarls.
Keep it with your Huskarls,
Do you want me to send some Fjellfolk to help?
please.
Yeah,
Because
manpower would be appreciated.
that's gonna be the difficult part of this is the manpower. So yeah, let's get some Fjellfolk in here. I think we need to have a meeting of the council.
All right, well, I'm gonna get my Huskarls ready to do this, and Khan, I'll wait for your Fjellfolk by the Bell's Gate. We're gonna cover this. We're gonna figure this out.
I would like to potentially. I'm trying to get a bead off of Cabian.
Okay, roll insight.
To see if he's got more here.
May I? Well, I guess I can't help out with insight. Like,
I mean, are you proficient in it?
yeah.
Okay.
An
guys
outer
can
character,
trade,
outer
quick
character. I
notes.
think Akula doesn't like KB, so it would make sense if she's
Sure,
doubtful
yeah.
in
So
this.
you have advantage. She'll help you. You guys will like lean over to each other and trade notes real quick,
Mm-hmm.
or trade glances.
All right. That's a 12.
The only thing you're really like picking up off of his movements and his inflection is that he's quite concerned about this.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and that's what I expect.
Yeah.
Cabian does seem to be a very on the level guy. He's had some unfortunate trust issues in the past with certain people. And trusting the wrong people in the past. But he seems very on the level. Just because he mentioned one of the Thanes might not be, I figure let's
Suss him out. Yeah.
Yeah, let's suss him out at the very least. But I'm comfortable with KB and handling this. Yeah, no, Hakan, get as many of your folks as you can as quietly. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be quiet for Fjell folk thoroughly examining our walls. That's not going to look spectacular.
And we're not known to be quiet, as you've...
Cabian
Right.
kind of like raises his hand because he realizes that's a thing.
Yeah, Cabian. Yes!
You know, I've actually been wanting to broach this to you for some time. Our Huskarls, we have some volunteers to help patrol the streets with all the influx of people. But for obvious reasons like this, I've only been allowing my Huskarls up on the wall. But I only have a handful at my disposal, a couple dozen, as you know. So if we could get some Fjellfolk, if they're willing to just guard these walls, we can introduce them as that kind of under that pretense, and then they can help my men
Right.
check these in addition.
Right, but then it's not actually a pretense.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Then absolutely, you're right. It'll just be part of their duties.
Hakan, thoughts?
I'm willing to try the idea. I'll see if what picks up in my...
Well, I mean, if the Endfrost come, your Fjellfolk are going to be behind these walls just the same as us. So I'd hope they want them secure.
You give me an idea, but thank you.
All right. Well, I've got work to do.
I love that was a but. It was like, you gave me an idea, and I'm mad at that, but thank you. How dare you make me think? And let's get the fucking Thanes gathered up.
Okay.
In a specific zone.
Oh, at the castle.
No, I'm making a joke. Zone of truth. In a specific
Oh,
zone.
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Including Cabian?
Cabian, as soon as he's got everything arranged. I don't mind him coming in late.
All right,
'Cause-
Hakan, what, are you going to go to your people and pitch them the idea of helping guard the walls?
Yeah, so essentially, if you don't want to go into like the big length, because I don't want to make a whole scene about this, but Akon is gonna say that the first fight of the against the Endfrost or against the northern creatures might happen within Sudurhofn, so it would be great if we get familiar with the layout of the walls, how the Barrow guards their wall, so that we can be cooperative as opposed to be on each other's foot. So we'll do a rotation of not only scouts but guardsmen as well to go up on the wall.
I think your people are always ready, and they live by fighting, so
Yeah.
they don't see anything wrong with that. And a couple of your mocked leaders probably wouldn't mind going shoulder to shoulder with some of the Huskarls, especially if they're going to be fighting side by side. Your people are really big
They're
on-
welcome to
on
do.
camaraderie between warriors.
Yeah, two other things too, and one is the bad news is we need more lumber.
Okay.
So volunteers for this. And the third thing is I have dared another group of humans to potentially visit us in our camps. So no friction, but make them feel well if they do show up.
And Dragonborn.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's administrative, we can just cover the parts that need to be said, but we don't need to drag it out.
No, that's fine. And
Okay.
the last thing is I'm going to ask for the scouts if they've seen any people leaving Sudurhofn, because we've seen refugees coming in, but I'm worried about the potentially people leaving Sudurhofn for what.
Well, it would take a while to disseminate your orders across all the
Yep,
camps.
that's fine.
But as it comes back to you, no one's seen anyone leaving except for hunting parties, and they always come back with game or without game. So I mean, you can take that as you will, but only hunting parties have gone beyond their perimeter.
And they recognize the faces, like it's not
there
always
are,
different.
there are set hunters,
Cool.
Okay, so we can go ahead and fast forward to that evening.
Before that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hit me.
Once we're kind of away from Cabian and whatnot, Bernie is going to, I would assume, Hakon's off with his people. Bernie's going to turn to Kulu and Agnar. So I've noticed that we seem to threaten everyone that we talk to. Is maybe that's not the best way to do things. It just seems to be a very common scene with us, especially as of late.
The current issue, the reason for threats, has been because the people have been threats. It isn't entirely our shtick. The last guy, it just wasn't very obvious from the start whether or not he was friend or foe. And I believe Agnar's reasoning was because he seemed like he was itching to fight. This man was itching to fight, and Agnar, as a leader, needs to ensure that, he's nodding his head, needs to ensure that people aren't gonna enter town. They're refugees, they're angry, they're tired, they're hungry, they take something really personally, like getting bumped into, and then start fights. And then Agnar looks bad because he let this violent man into town. I just didn't like the cut of his jib.
Yeah, his jib was cut all wrong.
Okay, Gorilla.
Okay, well, it just seems that as of late we have been very much what is threatening, as well, it is mostly threatening, whether it be the Namens or this Helvi or the Bear King, the folks that came on the behalf of the Mirror Queen.
Wait, the Bear King was threatening.
Was he so?
No, he.
Yeah, it's finally happening.
He attacked us, and you're talking, and you also started this conversation about the things we've already agreed on what happened with the Bear King. Recently, the Naaman Empire showed up and was not was mostly like, we're here to annex you, the implication being that if you don't want to be annexed, we will just take over. We were going to
Was that
attack you first, but Raylath said y'all are chill.
Oh, I thought they came here as was they not diplomats? Is that what?
No, see, that's the thing. They told us explicitly that they don't normally just send diplomats to make.
Yeah, I mean, to Akulu's point, I don't want to interrupt too much, but
Yeah.
the last time the North heard from the Naaman Empire, it was them telling, "Hey, we're coming to conquer you. Mark it down. Write that down." That was the last time they heard from the Naamans. So
Yeah.
All right, it's just, I mean, it just seems to be kind of something that we do a lot. So maybe it was a name necessary, but I mean,
They
there's
started
a lot of folks. There's a
Wait.
lot of folks. I mean, Agnar, when we first got here, you were threatening all the stains, and
Oh,
I guess
that's
it's-
just how Barafolk work.
That's politics. that's just politics.
all right. I just want to make sure that we do not become the bad guys, which sometimes I question if we.
Look, we're the good guys.
Yeah.
We all know the bad guys are the people trying to end the world.
Right.
And also the
but,
people trying to make every country in the world their country.
I mean,
Generally.
No, but they're not the bad guys anymore. We're gonna have
Oh.
embassy, and we're friends with them.
okay. I just want to make sure that we are not just
No,
making enemies when we could.
No, I absolutely I understand your concern, and I, as always, you're my voice of reason, and you remind me of you are my heart, for lack of a better term, and thank you. Yes, I understand that this could be concerning, and I do need to kind of take a step back now that you mention it and look at how I'm handling things. With the Thanes, that's just politics. That's how it's an unfortunate reality, and the work that we've done and the work that Kulu and Hakan did before you and I got here, like I told oh god, what was his name?
LV.
Yeah, like I told him, we're a progressive folk, and we're making changes. We're trying to make things better. I want to make it so that that's no longer the game is played. But in the meantime, in order to change the game, you have to play the game. It's
Okay. No, I just I thought.
Our ideal
this was-
narrative really is slow burn enemies to lovers.
Okay. No, I mean, it just seems that we could be making enemies when we don't need to. Don't get me wrong. Those that like this Gacy, this Ice Queen, she can get fucked. As far I know. So but there are some folks that we just seem to be like, oh, we're trying to be all mean and scary, and it's like that's not necessary. But all right. Yeah,
I
your
mean-
Barafolk ways are strange to me still. So I mean, it's been only
Yeah.
40 years. There's much to.
hell, I'm still getting used to being back here, and I can see where I've kind of slipped into my old patterns. So my apologies, Bernhardt. I will be much more mindful.
all right, moving things along. We're gonna go ahead and fast forward to the meeting with the Thanes. I got some stuff I want to
And
do
I'm-
tonight, and I want to make
and
sure
I'm
I
gonna
get
threaten
through.
them
Yeah,
all.
we did like so little today.
No, I mean we've had a lot of in-character conversations that have been meaningful. I want to move the story along at a reasonable pace, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the meeting of the Thanes. Do you have anything specific you want to have you want to roleplay this, or you just like I tell them how it is, I tell it how it be.
Well, shit. Now I can't threaten them.
Well, we're gonna zone a truth, so we don't need to.
Yeah,
threaten.
no, actually, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, we do need to roleplay this. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Thanes are gathered, and it's like late afternoon, just before supper. And your Thanes have gathered. Would you also summon Jarl Oddmund and any of his Thanes? Because he's technically still a Jarl in title alone. So that's up to you.
Right now, I feel it's close to the chest.
Okay.
If it turns out that it is not from within Sudurhofn, then we'll bring him in on it, question all of his folks as well, because it might be them.
Okay.
It would just be weird if it was them. Like right now we're checking with our Thanes because our Thanes would be the ones who need a quick, quiet way to get out of the city to go report. Like,
Sure,
Right.
yeah. Okay. So they all gathered, and they're a bit, puzzled by this. I mean, you guys have quite a few war meetings, but there's obviously a tone in Temur when they come in. It's like, the tension in Modi's Bond Hall is a bit different today.
Well, yeah. So as soon as we gather, I'll tell the Huskarls to head out, close the doors, don't let anyone out until I say so.
Yeah, definitely a different tone for tonight's meeting.
Mhm.
And then Angar has a heart attack. Nobody can ever leave.
no, it's okay. We'll just ask the Name and Empire to make a new one.
No! Anyway, back on track. Then
Too soon.
I mean, really, you don't have to ask Name an Empire.
You have a Godfather right here.
I think that's what I'm gonna name this episode. Godfather.
Bernie's like, now I have more kids.
That I've never met or talked to.
Yeah. Wow, Bernie. Don't just make that face.
I also would have wanted Alva to be here as well.
Okay. What about
Um,
Sigrun? Your sister-in-law.
No,
Okay. So just Alva. Okay.
she's less involved in day to day.
She is, yeah.
Yeah, that's
She's just taking care of her
Alva.
kids at this point.
Yeah, Alva is very much a part of the inner circle.
Yes, she is.
So,
She's cute too. Hey.
that's my niece you're talking about. She is adorable though. I will give you that. Help.
Look, I love a shield maiden.
She's sliding into her DMs.
Oh
Alright.
no.
So we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just gonna get right to it. The wall has been compromised. There is at least one hidden entrance, a bolt hole, if you will, that we have found. We are currently conducting searches the rest of the wall to see if there's any more. And it looks as though it's been there for quite some time. Which means someone on the inside is not as cooperative and as gung-ho and team spirit as we would like them to be.
Okay. All the Thanes kind of take a moment to process this. And then they all kind of collectively turn to Yofer. And Yofer just kind of goes, well, it's not me.
Okay, well, before we just turn on each other and assume that we are all the enemy, I have a request of you, and I know that you're thinking, oh, this small outsider, what is he going to ask? Why should we listen to him? But just if you could humor me, there's something I want to try. It will help us strengthen our belief amongst each other, but it does require you to be willing in this. I will know if you're not. It will not hurt or bring discomfort, anything. Is that acceptable?
Yes, that is acceptable to all of us.
I mean,
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
the Thanes kind of nod. And, yeah, all right. And they're all kind of looking at each other like, yeah.
And we're doing this.
So then-
we're doing this to bring each other closer. We're doing this to be together.
We need puppets.
so then Bernie casts both hands forward, like he's welcoming them, and says, "You cannot deny the truth of the world." And we'll cast this spell. I'll just do it at second. I have a fuck ton of them.
Right. And they can
But
willingly.
if they're willing.
They can willingly
Yeah.
fail.
Yep.
Okay. They all willingly fail.
I'm gonna look over at Alva and kind of nod as well.
Is Alva in the circle?
She will be now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she steps forward and also willingly fails.
And Agnar is also going to step forward and will fail.
Okay. And as you all are staring at each other in the soft glow of this magical circle on the ground, Falky, who usually doesn't say a whole lot in these group gatherings, he just goes, "You know, we probably should have not been armed for this."
I mean, it's okay if it comes down to one of us being a traitor. Probably
It's okay,
just
I'm
jump him
here.
and kill him.
That's fair, I guess.
Akon is here.
Yeah.
Well,
then
before
Clacker will
we just
go-
get to that.
Oh, sorry, no, go ahead. Continue.
Before we get to that, maybe they have a good reason. So let's talk first, and the reason is not
Or
us,
we can
and
get information from them on who they're working with.
is that too? I mean, let's just not go to the killing of this. But so I'm going to ask all of you, did you know about the Hornsey War?
They all start shaking their head except for Yofer. And Yofer goes, "Where's the hole?"
Well, it's in the Hartswood Borough. Well, I am correct about that. It was
The Hartswood District? Or the Hartswood Borough? I did not know about
Yeah.
the hole.
Why is it you need clarification on that? I'm just very curious.
Do you know if it holds anywhere else?
Okay. He takes one step back, and everyone turns to him, and all the Thanes start reaching for their weapons. He's like,
No, hold on.
I have
Bernhard.
a bolt hole in the wall of the Drecky's ward. And it's been there a long time, before the Endfrost.
All right, see, that's all right. What is it you need? Is this hole in the wall?
In case I didn't want to use the gate.
The one right like a block up from.
Yeah.
So you did not want to be seen?
Yeah.
All right, well, see. Is there a reason that you did not want to be seen?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you? What is this reason? I was going to ask also.
And everyone's like, you can hear this sliding of steel. And he's like, okay. So. I have business enterprises that sometimes require to not be seen.
Bernie's gonna look towards like Akulu and Ingvar and be like, or Egnar, sorry, and be like, is that something that is bad? Is that I don't understand what does he mean by this business enterprise?
Hakon is gonna simply ask Yofer while, like, just after that he said that, Hakon just gonna straight look at Yofer and say, "Do you mean ill to this city?"
No.
All right, so I mean, it seems they has their reasons. Okay, so we see. And just one last question for me. I mean, the other.
Not the last question. Another question.
Oh, that's why I said from me. I mean, others might want to ask. Did anyone others in? I mean, does anyone order holes in the wall to be made? They may not know where they are, but did anyone order this?
Everyone shakes their head except for, of course, Yofer.
Okay.
Wait, Gilfer, you said it was there before the Endfrost, but did you put it there?
Yeah.
And
For
you
his
only
business venture.
made one in Dreki's ward.
Yep.
Who did you hire to get it done?
Me and my house girls did it.
So your house girls are also participating in your illicit business activities?
Yes.
All right.
Ilfer.
Could any of them have taken the initiative and decided to put more in without your knowledge? Is that something that any of your Huskar are capable of?
They did. They won't do it again. They won't do anything again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least we know that it was not as a saint, so that's good, right? Next step. All right.
Placard's like, hand on his sword. He's like, okay, so wait. None of us are bad guys?
Well, what is morality?
Akulu, as much as I appreciate tangents, not now.
You guys hear the clicks of swords like going back in their sheaths.
All right. Well, in the heart of this, in order to make sure that it's not just one way, I will allow all of you to ask me one question that you had. This to be fair.
You put all
The Thanes seem to be at a loss for words. They don't have a question for you.
All right. Well, seeing as no one has a question, so I guess I'm good to end this then.
Yes.
All right, and he'll drop it and.
Okay. And the Thanes exchange awkward glances because they were all like a hairpin away from killing each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't we all feel a little bit better about each other? We know we can trust one another.
And then everyone pointedly looks at Yofer. He's like,
I'm still maybe we should lay some sort of trap for the door. Now that we've all agreed that we're not the ones who made the bolt hole in the wall. Maybe
bolt
there should
hole.
Well,
Camion raises his hand. He's like, we haven't found any more yet.
yeah, Yofer's we know which one he made. We didn't make the one that we started the meeting over, right?
Yeah.
So maybe a trap, an alert of some sort.
So far we haven't been able to get to the walls of the dock ward or Drecky's ward. And as he says that, he looks right at Yofer.
Well, Yulfer, being the honorable thing that he is, absolutely going to give you instructions on where to find that KB.
Yeah, I guess I will.
And we're not going to be building any more of those, are
What kind of business you in?
Why would you want more than one bolt hole?
Why would you want one bolt hole?
Right, listen, I don't want to go into it right now.
Yeah, so we're not going to be making any more.
Yes. Right. That.
Hmm.
Did we already check the walls around Modisbon Castle?
I mean, that would be rather impressive if they were able to make some in stone.
No, I mean the like back wall. There's no like secret way out that way to the north.
Well, I actually,
The one that leads outward?
Kulu, you would recall from session 1 that there is a tunnel that leads to the Iron Hall.
That's right. But that leads to the Iron Hall. I
Right.
meant like outward as far as bolt wise. And if we're checking the walls.
Yeah, we're going to check
I'm
all
the
the
dumb
walls.
one.
We're checking all the walls.
Alva
'Cause you
says, I'll take care of that.
Thank you. You're beautiful.
Sorry, what was
What?
that?
Another brief point of order. It has been some weeks now. And we are no closer to locating Fenrir than we were when we started. With everything that's been going on, the permanent answer to the question of Jarl should be answered sometime soon. So that we can have solidified leadership. And hopefully, once that's taken care of and the armies of the Endfrost dealt with, I can go back home.
Fabian says, in order to insert a Jarl with no confirmation of previous passing, we'll need the king.
Well, if things keep going the way they're going, the king's going to
have to what?
Anyway.
Sorry?
You cut out.
Come here sooner rather than later anyway.
I'll put together some messengers.
Yeah, let's get him here. Dismissed.
Okay. Alright, I'm keen on another time jump. But I'm interested, do you guys want to repair the holes or, spy on them?
I like the idea of spying. And
I like the idea of just like bolting the hole shut, but leading the rope to like a bell, just having a guard on it. That way, if anyone tries to enter from the outside, at least.
Okay, you guys do find a second bolt hole, not
Yofers.
not Yofers, in the wall of the dock ward.
Like,
so that's 3
here?
total?
3 total. One Yofer, fesses up to making a while ago. And then, you know what? I can actually mark it on the map. Obviously, this won't be to scale. That's a bolt hole. Got Yofers. Out so that. So yeah, I want to do a time jump, but obviously I want to know what you guys are doing with these bolt holes. Oh, also, Yofer's is not as crude or easily accessible as the other two. His was well secured from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not see the map? You guys should see the map on the stream. I can see it on my wife's computer. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that does not apply here. No,
Oh.
I made this map. But thank you, Iso, for keeping us on our toes.
Oh yeah. This is a Jagan original.
How come nothing happened when you did the exclamation maps?
Was it maps or was it tokens? And...
Should be
I thought
tokens
that was-
and maps.
Or is it map?
Okay, my bot might be broken.
Yeah, let's just try tokens. Yeah, no, it's fully broken.
My bot is not working. Good.
Cool. Good thing we didn't need it.
Except I think my bot is the one that tells me when I have a follower. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix my bot. I'll take care of that.
Yeah, I'm all for surveilling it.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. So 3 days will pass. Does anyone have any downtime stuff they want to get done?
A lot of praying. A lot.
Not really. I have all this money, but nothing to do with it. But no, I haven't thought of anything that I would want to do with downtime.
Okay.
Bernhardt would like to spend a lot of time talking to Ernst.
Ernst's not here anymore.
Fuck. So the whole procession went with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Journaling.
I mean, yeah, journaling a lot. He's going to try to continue to maybe recall what happened first time he was in the presence of the curate.
Okay. Make an unskilled intelligence check.
Woo! I mean, Bernhardt, all intelligence checks are
Oof.
Yeah,
I'm glad
you like
that's
that?
what our party is.
Bunch of uneducated northerners. Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, okay, sure.
Yeah. With the 21...
Galaxy brain.
One night you're meditating, and you get a memory comes to the surface. It is a memory of you and who you now recognize is the Hierophant, who you now know is not made of solid gold.
Excellent.
And he looks far less opulent than he does before, although obviously he's still, even back then, was the highest of his echelon. And you guys are talking with the curator. And the Hierophant asks, so all the gods. And the curator gestures his arms outward and he says, all the gods are dead.
I roll to disbelieve.
You press X to doubt.
Okay, doke.
So, 3 days pass. And by now, Holvey and his men have gotten their strength back. And they have wasted no time making scenes. Specifically, Holvey himself, every night in the Iron Hall, he will tell anyone listening about how much of a coward Oddmund was. And how he's glad he's dead. And that he hopes when he goes to the Hall of Hides he doesn't see that bastard's face. Well, after 3 days of this...
I mean, that's fine. Actually.
Well, what I was going to say is after 3 days of this, shit-talking, Oddmund, formerly Oddmund the Younger.
Oddman, son of Oddman.
Oddmund, son of Oddmund. Oddmund Oddmundson.
Oddman Junior.
Yes. He and a band of his Huskarls are. You catch word that he is marching into the Iron Hall, and everyone assumes something's going to go down between him and Holby. You guys want to be present for that?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys come into the hall, and you can see already that Holby and Oddmund are having a verbal argument. And just as you come in, Holby stands up on a table and he says, "Every man of the Red Deer Veld knows your father is the reason why we're in this predicament. Did he marshal a single man to aid Northgate? Was there a single battle against our enemy?" And Oddmund says, "You dare! Why, I and Fenrir marched soldiers north. You know nothing. Oh, you and Fenrir. So what you mean is your father sat in his hall like a coward."
Yeah, Fenrir did have to convince that guy.
Oddman kind of turns like, who fucking said that? And then he looks back, and he draws his sword, and he's like, "That's enough of you, Holby. Let's make the square." And Holby jumps down and towers over Oddmund, and he goes, "So at least one of the Oddmonds has balls."
I mean, that tracks.
I would like to catch Holvy's eye at some point.
Well, they're about to head out to go make the square underneath the thing.
So I'll just literally catch him on the way out.
Okay.
What? We talked about this, man.
He's the one who challenged me to the square.
Yeah. Because you couldn't keep your goddamn mouth shut.
I don't know you, Agnar, but stay out of my business and I'll stay out of yours.
No, son. You need to understand something. You're in Sudurhofn. Everything here is my business.
Well, then you should come. Come and watch me drench my blade in that pup's worthless blood. Unless... And then he raises his voice to get the attention of everyone around him. "Unless the regent of Sudurhofn wishes to deny this battle, this duel."
Oh, no. Again, son, you should have kept your mouth shut. Because now you just made it worse for yourself. Because I was going to step in and allow it to happen, but on the condition that, we're going to go to first blood because we can't be killing each other during this right now. But now, Oddmund, however you want this to go down.
Nothing will be lost from a deposed Thane. If his...
Actually, at this point, taken, Bernie shouts enough.
Okay.
And I would like to use an action to activate my channel divinity ability called Order's Demand.
Haha.
And as he yells enough, his holy symbol, the Ouroboros, kind of becomes visible. And normally, Bernie has this kind of chill, almost aloof demeanor, but there is some sort of seething, almost darkness roiling around him. Everyone within 30 feet of me, and I mean I'm using this on everybody, needs to make a wisdom saving or be charmed by me until the end of my next turn, or until they take damage. And they're going to drop whatever they're holding if they fail.
Okay.
Oh man, I should have saved that.
Agnar willingly fails.
Okay.
Also, I would like to point out that Akon, until he dropped his weapon, well, actually, including when he dropped his weapon, is on a roller coaster of emotion, because when the square happened, he was like, and then when he said only 2 first bloods, like, oh, and then he was like, until death, and then enough, and then he dropped his weapon, so that's a very big problem.
What's the DC?
I believe it's 15. Let me just double check.
While Bernie is incredibly charming to me, Clue's not gonna fall for it.
You said 15?
14.
14? Okay. Did I hit it? Are we rolling? What's happening? Okay. The only one of the non-player characters who succeeded is Volvi, but Oddman failed, and Akulu appears to have succeeded. Everyone else drops what they're doing and turns to you. That's right. Yeah, they turn. They
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're charmed by me.
Okay.
I will get up onto a table and say, "This is pathetic. We have armies of the Endfrost coming any moment, and yet you wish to spend your time squabbling like children. You should be ashamed of yourself. You think that his father is weak because he did not come. He sent his son and an army of some size. I was not there, but he sent men to help you, and they got turned back by this army that is still coming. This is pointless. You want to kill each other? Why? So that others can die. You claim to be leaders, but you are not acting like them. You're going to kill each other and then leave no one to defend the rest of your citizens. You should be ashamed. If there is a hole of hide, you will not be getting in there. Neither one of
Well,
And he's just gonna look at
everyone
them.
is nodding along with you except for Holvey. He's like, "We're gonna let this runt dictate how we," and then he stops. And,
Everyone's like, yeah.
what magic is this?
Holvey, I would suggest you keep your mouth shut. That's a suggestion, my guys. Let me pop that off.
Oh, and you mean like a suggestion?
Yeah.
It's a suggestion with a capital
Capital
level
S.
3.
By the way, I'm forced to listen to Bernie, but can I be shaking because I kind of want to punch that guy?
You know what?
But
I was
I
looking at the
can't.
wrong spell block. Holvey actually failed. Because you said 14, right?
Mhm.
He got a 13.
Oh, okay.
We'll just allow it to happen for roleplay. But suffice to say, he dropped his axe and he's mostly charmed.
Yeah.
All right, so he again, unless he, no, he does not have a special whiz save. Okay, so he needs a 14. Okay, he did not get it. So yeah, you
Now he has to keep his mouth shut.
okay.
Up to 8 hours.
Oh,
Or
shuts
until
his
you lose
mouth.
concentration.
I love that spell.
I've used it twice, and this is the first time it succeeded.
Okay, well, you guys have effectively ended the duel. Being that
Look,
everyone
I'm all
involved
for
is charmed.
bloodshed.
It was only for 6 seconds. They're only charmed for like 6.
Oh, okay. So after your speech, everyone's kind of like, okay, this.
I picked my hammer.
But now
immediately.
Holvey can't talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, during this, there is like this like noticeable. If this was an anime, he would have like those black flames like roiling off.
I kind of pictured it
Like-
like the Gandalf effect in Fellowship.
Yeah. Where everything
Yeah.
darkens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that. Once again, Bernhardt, you both shame and honor me. Your words are wise beyond any of us. Oddmund, are you good?
Bernhardt, roll persuasion.
Okay.
Since he was charmed when you started making the speech, you can make it with advantage.
Okay.
Fine. I'll let the cur live.
Holvey, any objections? No? Alright, we're good.
Now I shall, because I am fair, I shall offer a solution. If you still wish to solve this, punch each other into unconsciousness. I don't care. But this killing is pointless. Children. And then I'm just gonna leave. Like if I had a cape, I would swish it and walk.
I mean, given that you're surrounded by humans, they all are all children to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. I'll catch you later, Bernhardt. Yes, Hakan, with your hand up.
Well, as we could do with unruly children, I suggest we
Kill
split.
them.
We split these up. I would be very welcome to let Holvi discover the warm
Hospitality?
welcome, the hospitality of the Fjellfolk camp.
You know what? We are trying to foster a little bit of understanding and togetherness. And
We already have some of the fell folk
yeah,
working with us here.
yeah. And Holvi, you seemed particularly interested when we were speaking the other day about how we're trying to be progressive and understanding of each other. I think you know what. Congratulations on your rather rapid recovery. I know I had said take the week, but obviously you're feeling dry. And I said I was going
His
to.
Huskarl should join him.
Yeah, we were going to talk to the other Thanes and see what we could find for you here to help out and be contributing to society. I think since you were so interested by it, you would make a perfect Thane to experience the hospitality. Yell. Oddmond, since technically you are still his Jarl.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah? Alright. Holvi, get your boys together. I expect you to be outside my walls with it.
He just gestures with his head, and him and his Huskarls follow. All right, I need to make a quick bio break. Take it away.
Do you think I should follow him just to make sure they understand what he's gonna try and say?
No,
Nah.
this
This is better.
Yeah, this is much better. Hakan, you might want to explain to them that magic happened.
Yes, and I hope that you expect that if he gives my people a little bit of trouble, they might roughhouse him a little.
Oh, and he's gonna roughhouse back.
Yeah.
But let's no killing.
Like Bernie said.
Right. There's no need for it.
Besides, the mouth thing will wear off in a little while anyway.
Yeah. PR, I don't know if you did that intentionally. That was Vegas was intentionally stalling and pushing it a little bit further, hoping to get Bernie to be like, "Nope, I'm done with all of you." So thank you, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, just the way. I mean, we're trying to prepare for the end times, and these guys are just like, "Oh, let's kill each other." It's just like, yeah, that's what we need. Less fight, and then more dead bodies to get potentially erased. Yep, no, let's just. Why don't we just kill ourselves? Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's that.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck your square.
All right, we're gonna go to tomorrow unless you guys have other stuff to do.
Well, Jacken, just so you're up to date on the event, so Fjellfolk will escort I'll escort with the Fjellfolk, the Olvi and his crew, over to one camp, any camp, doesn't matter. They're going to be cutting lumber and helping around the things, and I'm going to explain, as per Akalu's request, why he can't talk, and it's going to come back eventually. It's that stupid magic thing that I still don't understand, but it works, so be it. And my guys are allowed to roughhouse his guys if they are trying to roughhouse them, but no killing.
Okay.
As per the hospitality of Fjellfolk.
Sure. Yeah.
If you don't contribute, you become the litter of the runt. The runt of the litter. There you go. That's the proper.
All right. The next day, about midday, news quickly spreads throughout the city that
Holby's dead.
coming down the western road is King Gunvald and his procession of Huskarls. They are arriving ahead of when your messenger would have reached Castle Harfos. It seems they were already on their way.
We roll out the red carpet.
Okay, so you guys get the Iron Hall ready to receive him, and he arrives with fanfare and whatnot. All the Thanes and the visiting Jarl, or the Jarl in exile, are ready to meet him, and he comes in, and he leads, like, several hundred Huskarls. 500 Huskarls, right up into town. And with him are his most trusted warriors, and he comes in and he's like, "Ah! Oh, it's good to see the Iron Hall still standing, what with all the nastiness." And then he comes up to you. You know, you're kind of in the middle of the Iron Hall, or he makes his way up to where you're standing, waiting for him. And he's like, "Do I know you?"
Agnar Runersson.
Runersson! Yeah. Where's Fenrir?
That's a spectacular question.
Fenrir is no longer with us.
He's dead!
Meet our interim Jarl.
Regent.
Regent, yes.
It
Runersson.
was 2 months ago that I saw that young lad take the Jarldom. And now he's gone?
Well, things have been chaotic and dangerous. As you know, the Endfrost is coming. He marched an army of nearly 500. Thank you. To try and save the North. I was gonna be specific, but that works. I had to double check on the name. Footkeep? To march on the Footkeep?
Yes.
Many lives were lost in that and the journey home.
Sorry, who are you?
This
Just
is...
a member of the council. Hi, I'm Aklu.
She was a trusted advisor. Yes, she was a trusted advisor of Fenrir and has continued along in that capacity. And
Part
even
of the War Council.
she is a member of the War Council.
Huh, alright. And you must be Hakan.
Leader of the Great Mocht.
King Gunvald. I've heard, we're something of equals.
Yeah,
Say yes.
big head. Big head. Yes.
Well, glad you could join us. So, he walks past
to
you
you.
guys, and he starts heading to the, the big table on the rise in the back, where I assume you guys have food coming out, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's grab some meat for that guy.
"I
do
come
that.
bearing..."
Someone else will grab me, not
Yeah,
Aku.
you guys have, servants.
Yeah, that's why.
Someone other than Aku. Yeah, gotcha. He's
I
like,
wasn't
"Well,"
gonna poison him this time.
and he takes off his bear shawl, and he's like, I've come with ill tidings.
What, the armies to the north, the fall of your belt,
Yeah,
the ruin of
all this and more.
Bjorkleaf, Gunfrey's Hold.
You see, we've been getting reports of snow goblins sighted
God,
outside
snow goblins.
sighted outside of Gaffelfort. That is right there.
That's really close.
Oh.
And there's a new enemy of the north that's been seen west of the Holrissi River. Hollow armor, twice the size of a man. It seems to fight all on its own.
Yeah. Have you also been dealing with the undead? Have y'all done that yet?
I can't say that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the representatives of the name and empire only really came here. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The what now?
Yeah.
Not only that, but I've received reports that a joint army, led by Jarls Eldred and Roald, were defeated at north of Fort Vigor. Both Jarls were killed.
How many were in their marching army?
I heard reports of maybe 800.
I'm trying to locate the fort you were talking about.
It's over
Oh, there
here.
you go. Yeah, I got it.
Fort Vigor is way up there. We have also
Command
gotten
depression.
refugees, which are short ways up the road, from Miraheim. Apparently, the entire town's been massacred, save for maybe 100 wretched souls that we picked up along the Harfoss path on our way here. And Mirheim is,
Yeah.
right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basically, and he sits down, grabs his mead. The entire nation is getting washed over by these, what do you call them? Endfrost?
Damn dirty snow goblins.
So here I am, getting
Mhm.
reports of defeat and death,
Mm-hmm.
and death and more defeat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear there's a Fjellfolk army at Sudurhofn.
Mm-hmm.
I marshal men to go help lift the siege. Turns out,
It's not a siege.
it's not a siege. They've joined
No,
us.
sir.
So I'm thinking, there's a great army marshaling at Sudurhofn. All the warriors of the Red Deer Veld that survived have come here. So here I am. Take command. What are you doing? What is that?
His turn to speak.
Hang on.
Point of,
You don't want Bernhardt's not here? He's not here.
Correct. Bernhard is not there.
Okay. Carrying on.
point of order, sir.
Uh-huh.
The Great Mocked of the Fjellfolk have joined forces with the armies of Sudurhofn.
Yep.
There's also the Legion on the way.
We also have the Obsidian Legion from the Naaman Empire.
How'd you
On their
swing
way.
that?
On
You
their
have
way
this friend.
to join the armies of Sudurhofn.
Uh-huh. And I've sent word to Jarl Randolph. I told him to take every Huskarl and every willing man and woman he's got to come meet us here.
At Sudurhofn.
At Sudurhofn, that's right.
Yep. And with all due respect, sir.
I hate when people start sentences like that.
Uh-huh. Your focus would be much better suited to gathering the citizens of Bjorn Mars and
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
and seeing to their safety within the walls of Sudurhofn, of which
Quit beating around the bush, man. Get to it.
You're really not taking command.
You guys don't even have a Jarl.
No, we have a regent in time of war minus a year. And the bylaws of your country very clearly state that the regent in time of war has supreme command of all forces within their domain.
While I respect the bylaws and all that, if the nation of Bjornmars is to go to war, the king leads the armies. Well, we're at war, and I'm here.
And by all means, my liege, the king is obviously more than welcome to join us in war. I would never deign to try to deny you that glory.
The Great Mact is loyal to me, and I'm loyal to Agnar. No disrespect to you, King, but I do not know you as much as I know Agnar.
And the Obsidian Legion of the Naaman Empire. The agreement very clearly states that they are here with Sudurhofn, not with the Bjornmars. If we had tried to agree to the Bjornmars, they would have annexed us. All of us.
Well, whoa. I don't know if this is just on my screen, but Vegas's camera just went to plaid.
Yeah.
Nope, mine's fine.
Okay.
Same
just
here.
me.
It's not plaid for me, but it's like pixelated and like
Gray?
white and weird.
White, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it on stream. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
You look like a painting.
It's really jarring.
I'm a ghost.
The top
Nice.
the top of your feed isn't. But
Okay,
it's
well,
fine.
I guess we'll just have to deal with that. And he
Alright.
says, "Listen, Bjorn Mars is at war. I'm king of Bjorn Mars, and the war is coming to Sudurhofn. You guys got yo folk. You got apparently the fucking Naaman Empire. You got every warrior from the Red Deer Veld that can manage it. You got my personal Huskarls, and you got Jarl Randolph from the Game Lands bringing every available warrior here. This is where the fight's at. This is where your king's at. And if that's a problem, well, you're without a Jarl, right?
At the moment, we are.
Well, you want to be Jarl?
Not particularly, but if needs must.
He stands up and he's like, well, how about the Thanes? Which one of you wants to follow your king into battle? They're looking around. And, oh, you're back. One guy goes, I'm Game King. Anyone want to guess who
Fucking
that is?
Yofer.
I'm
Fucking
kidding.
Yofer.
Hey Yofer, how about we talk to the king about your recent
Hey,
business
man.
ventures?
Hey, Yofer, you need a refill?
Oh, too good.
Look,
Don't have punch.
let's inaugurate a new Jarl. One who, won't give me grief. And, we'll fight off the Endfrost right here at a time of their choosing.
So not right now.
Or Agnar, you and I gonna have a problem. The king of Bjorn Mars and the uncle of the missing Jarl. Is that what's gonna happen here?
Maybe.
Man,
I hope not.
you've got guts, I'll give you that. I'm taking this off your hands. You don't want to be Jarl, right? You want to be a general? That's what they do in the Naaman Empire, right? They got generals.
I'm not overly familiar with their military structure.
Right. Look, I'm not here to kick you out, just here to lead. I was elected king when the last king died. This is my job. Whole life's been leading up to right now. Why? What is the hand thing? What is this?
It's
Local custom?
Yeah, so we don't impolitely interrupt.
You
Yeah.
with the shingles on your face.
First, do you need a refill?
I'm
Grabbing anything? I'm grabbing some.
I'm good, thank
Yeah,
you.
she makes a really mean mead. Really
Agnar.
mean.
Makes you choke right up.
Agnar, could I speak with you aside?
My lord, may
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a moment with my council?
You do what you gotta do. Meanwhile, I'm gonna dig into this boar.
Just let us know if you need it.
Am I crazy here for trying to stop him?
No.
Where is Bernhardt?
Bernhardt is. I'm trying to think of where the best place for him to do this.
Making a bolt
Shit.
hole.
Oh shit!
I mean, he didn't answer Akulu when she asked if he had created the bolt hole. Can we just quickly jump over to the map of Sudurhofn again, or even if it's just bring it to me, you don't have to show like the chat because you can just pull me over.
Well, the chat's on cams right now.
Okay. Let me just double check. You know what? He's probably out with. Now that I think about it, he's probably out in the field, folk. Just trying to. He's doing like a walkabout, trying to ascertain some things.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's really inconvenient. Okay, back to y'all.
I'm worried.
Think about it. Look at this man. Does he seem intelligent or skilled in espionage?
Nope.
No. Does he seem wise enough to send a covert strike team to slay the woman responsible for the Endfrost?
Nope.
Or will he send wave after wave of army at a much larger, greater force
Yep.
to no avail?
Yep.
We could just let him think he's in charge so that he's telling the army what to do. That way, a select team of 4 very talented individuals.
Oh yeah. No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. My concern is,
Yeah,
in
he
the
does want
meantime,
to appoint a Jarl.
he'll be sending wave after wave of soldiers to their death. Whereas
That was going to happen either way. There was going to be the armies clashing while we're trying to kill the queen.
yeah, but let them clash here on the outside of our
Yeah, no,
where our armies are protected.
if we let him think he's in control, he's not talking about marching out into the Red Deer Veld. He's talking about consolidating all the forces, thinking he's in charge. His guard is down. We slip away, handle the real threat. He thinks he's been very good. He's complacent, like a 6-year-old, where you allow them to pretend to be chopping the wood and you tell them how well they've done. It's not your style, Agnar. It wouldn't be very you to just let people think you're weak.
I don't even care about people thinking I'm weak now. It's my concern is less for my own image and more the literal lives of everyone here.
So I'm saying if we pretend to be in favor of his position, we work to make sure that those lives are protected instead of fighting.
I agree with a good portion of what you're saying.
And then we also make sure that the Jarl is someone who shares our beliefs. And we'll try to protect the people of Sudurhofn. Like Alva.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't even argue that she won't produce any heirs because neither did Fenrir.
That we know of.
There's a whole slew of heirs out there somewhere.
Pulling tiny chains out of tiny.
So that's how they're getting out of their cribs.
Yeah, they're unstoppable.
All right. Hakan, thoughts?
I so far have no concern regarding either or. I'm loyal to you, Agnar, so I'm gonna defer to you in that regard, if that's the option we go for. However, I have a concern for the future. The king will not hold in the same respect the lives of the Fjellfolk, and although we do not mind dying in battle, it's a great honor for us. I'm afraid that if he's in the power, he might use this to abuse the fact that the Fjellfolk would have to listen. And it's not sitting right with me. I can already tell you, I'm not sacrificing my.
No, I agree. That's when I say I'm concerned for the lives of everyone here. It's everyone, including the Obsidian. That's
Whether
Bernhard
we
is.
like it or not, he is the king here, and he has the loyalty of the other Jarls and his people. So either we serve him a very special brew of mead, or we make him see our way of things and suggest better courses of action.
Do you trust me,
Yeah.
Hakan?
Yes, I do, Agnar.
All right. And I'll turn around and head back over to the king.
He's like tearing into some pork, and he's like, "Ah, Agnar, Runer's son."
Just gonna reach down and push his plate away from him, and grab a stool or something and put it on the other side of the table directly across from him.
And then sit backwards.
Set it down. I'm gonna William Riker over it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the deal. You name the Jarl I give you. They'll cooperate. But you're going to hold back the forces within the walls.
Listen, Agnar.
Sir, let me finish here. I'm having a really, really hard time, like button up against you here like this. This is not something I want to do, not something to do. But I have seen far too much of our people lately. I've seen far too much of what we do and who we are. And quite frankly, if we keep being who we are and doing what we do, we are all going to die. And it was pointed out recently that we're acting like children. And we need to step the fuck up if we're ever going to make it to the Halls of Hyde. So chew that last little bit of more you got in your mouth. And don't speak with food in your mouth because it's fucking rude. And let me finish what I'm saying. Cool? And then afterwards, if you want to have me executed, by all means. Because I'll have earned it at that point.
You done?
I'm waiting for you to say it's okay for me to tell you what I got.
Listen, I respect your situation here. But I don't know who put you in charge here. Regent, never heard of it. But I'm the king.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And he grabs his plate and slides it back in front of him and says, "So I'll do what's best for Bjorn Mars."
Respectfully, sir, you wouldn't know what's best from Bjorn Mars from the ass of that boar.
Guess we're rolling initiative starting next session.
Starting next session's gonna get
All
bad.
I'm asking is a chance to give you my plan.
Agnar, right?
Yeah, we've established that.
Yeah. Listen, if you were Fenrir, I'd listen to your plan. If you were Runer, I'd listen to your plan. If you were Einar, I'd listen to your plan. But, I remember seeing you at the last, I don't know, every single feast of the last decade. I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you understand the wealth of intelligence reports I've been getting for the past 2 months on the enemy movement. I don't know who you are. It sounds to me like you just want to secure your place here. You know what? It's fine. I don't really care. I'm trying to save everyone. So listen, I don't really care about your plan because I don't know who you are or why I should listen to you.
This is out of character raising hand.
Okay, yeah.
I just need to double check the components of this spell.
Okay.
Oh dear lord! I
Oh
grab the
no!
hammer? Should I grab the hammer?
No, we have to wait to roll initiative.
It's a bonus action, and the only component is verbal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a page out of Bernie's book, and
That's
my verbal
promising.
component is going to be enough. And
Oh fuck.
hold on, I gotta pull the spell. Oh yeah, it's not in here. I can't. It's first level paladin spell, Thunderous Smite.
What?
I'm not smiting him.
Oh, okay.
I'm not smiting him.
Okay.
I'm pushing up and slamming my fist down on the table, and I'm smiting the table. And essentially, I'm assuming this is a pretty big, thick, oaken table. Like, it's a beefy table. I'm trying to basically just shatter, like, right down the middle of it and break it.
Yeah, sure. That's what happens. Just wham! You
Boom.
smash the big table in half.
Point of action, Hakan was listening to this, like, you know, like, oh my god, can they stop bickering? And then when he does that, Hakan's like, okay, you got my...
Well, you also got the attention of every single one of the king's Huskarls.
Mm-hmm. Just shatter the table. If you've been receiving any sort of... you'd understand why you haven't seen me the past 10 years. King, I've been off communing with the gods. I speak for Calder. I speak for Ironside. I speak for... let me pull god name. I speak for Ubba. Where have you and your people been speaking to the gods? I'm trying to save you and everyone else here. All I'm asking is for you to listen to me for 3 minutes. I understand. You gotta make a big show. You gotta be the tough guy. You gotta be strong in front of everyone, or else someone's gonna think they can bring it, and they're gonna call you to the square. I get it. We've seen it too much lately. I'm sorry that I broke the table. I'm sorry that I ruined your dinner. I'm sorry that I'm doing this right now, but I just need you to see sense for a moment.
I know, you seem like an upstanding guy.
There's a butt coming here.
Kill this man. End session.
Oh, so we are rolling initiative next round.
I just wanted him to listen. That was it. What a dick.
You roll it next session.
Yeah, I know. I was goofing.
What a dick.
Hey, to be fair, I was very pro not threatening this guy. This one time I was like, maybe.
I was very expressly channeling Birdie and trying not. The thunderous smite was just, hey, listen. I was novying it up.
Hey.
Yeah, you had a good idea. You shouldn't have maybe made the attack, done something to channel, like shown that you're divine, or at least in divine infused. But
They're two spell levels worth of paladin.
yeah, I mean, there's something you could have, even with the
Right.
healing hands. I mean, or like your lay on hands, you could have done. I mean, I appreciated that. I thought that was actually going to go maybe well.
Maybe
but,
well.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a king with a big ego, so it was not at all going to go well.
Shit, that's right. And
Have
I'm down a first level spell slot.
Have you ever spoken to a straight man?
Wait a minute, hang on.
I do like the inference that we're king.
Right.
But yeah, I'll do a
roll.
shadow.
Okay, cool. Anybody else?
I'm good.
Yeah, but let me look at a calendar first.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go to shoutouts, and we're going to start with PR.
All right. Hey, hopefully everyone watching enjoyed what they saw. If you do, obviously follow these wonderful folks on their Twitters. They'll get to it in a minute. Also follow me. I'm at Fissorobato. I almost forgot my own Twitter. I haven't been as active lately, but I tend to post D&D related stuff, mostly about my in-person game, although that's kind of by the wayside. But we'll be starting up again in a couple of weeks. So yeah, just follow me there. I tend to be quite a lot of fun and show a lot of stuff from the DM side. So if you want to see cool do-it-yourself like scenes for like battles, such as like what we're about to enter next session, I post that. And definitely check them out, the rest of our cast here, because they are awesome and funny. And that's it for me.
I feel personally called out by that.
Caddy, you want to do one, or?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're up.
Sure. So, like we said before, follow us on Twitter and Instagram if you want to see art and projects and things I'm doing, especially on Instagram, caddy_wampus_art. My Twitter is more book focused, literature and writing focused, but I spend a lot of time talking about, well, not as much as I used to, talking about what it's like to write D&D campaigns, and I like to talk about that. That was my area of study. Other than that, I had spoken before the new year about opening an Etsy shop and how I'm just trying to create some things to release all at once, make a big drop. Originally, my plan was to release on the 27th, which is a Monday, just because that's the day I don't work. But that's so depressing. That's the day of the week I don't work. But I think it might be easier to release on a Friday or a Thursday. So that's just still in the works, but it will be probably the last Friday in the month. I've got like handmade little dice bags. They're made of recycled silk and other neat materials. There will be some handmade hats and things like that. Just trying to burn through my old yarn stash and get some practice. I can only wear so many knitted goods in the heat of Texas. But that's it for me.
All right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys had a good time. Next session, stuff's gonna happen. Stuff always happens. Anyway, see y'all next week.
Yeah,
If you guys
thanks for joining
want
us.
to do some other stuff with me, my schedule's down below. you can check it there. But I kind of want to bounce, so everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next week.